Welcome to the Old World Fanatics, your Warhammer fantasy podcast to quench that hobby thirst for all things the old world. I'm one of your hosts, Gommo. I'm back. And he's Josh and Andrew. How's going?
Beautiful intro there, mate. Much better than my paltry effort last week.
Nah, that was I did listen to it.
You did?
I was like, oh, that's all good. Don't know what happened there, but it's all good. I do notice when we now that we're just taking the audio from, like, we just download this. But there's no editing here anymore, is there? We just it's out live. But when we turn it into the audio, there's like a slither of us talking before it goes into the music. You ever notice that? I don't know why. Why would they do that? Like, this program knows when you click live. So I'm really confused with that. So sorry if you're an audio podcast member and you just heard us crapping on before the actual music starts. Not our fault. Anyway, man, I've had a big week, obviously holidaying, but man, what the hell? As soon as I go away, everything just dropped.
It just exploded.
Oh, and I was trying to keep up. The internet's been bad over there, and I was just like, "What is happening?" Yeah, just all the leaks came out. Yeah, like I don't know who Rob and Val pleasure to get these things earlier or not.
Oh, they always get it. They always get it early. So nice. So jealous.
But yeah, it's here.
Monday we'll get enough credibility.
Yeah, I mean, can you believe it's not even the end of June and like Cathay is out? Like, as in we've ordered it, and whoever's ordered it's ordered it. Like, we should have brought up, what did we say the other day? Like, what was is this out? Is this earlier than even our best predictions? I think Josh, you were maybe the earliest, saying it'll be out mid-year, but I'm not even sure you said June.
Yeah, I didn't say June.
Yeah,
I think I did say mid-year, which technically July would fit.
Yeah, July 5th. I mean, it's pretty much it. Yeah, it's insane.
You could argue I was right on the spot.
We've got people in chat here, so big thank you. Obviously, we are live on episode 98. We've got Cam is in the house. Perfidy is here, and obviously Mark as well. Our big fans there, those three, that's for sure. What's Cam saying? J2 date was announced? I'm catching up on this. I'm not sure what's he saying about that?
I don't know what he's saying.
J2 date was announced. Not sure.
I don't know.
I don't know what they're talking about. But anyway, if you are in the chat, big thank you. Obviously, we do this
every Monday. Arcane Journal?
Oh,
I don't know.
Maybe.
Anyway, sorry.
They're having a big chat. We'll let them continue their chat because I don't know what they're talking about. But if you are, leave us a chat if you would like. If you'd like to throw us some pics on the description, I think we've still got it there. We've got a special Patreon channel that you can also send us stuff if you got any images for us to chat about while we're chatting on the episode. But just before we kick into stuff, and I'll give you an intro of what we're going to talk about, I do want to just quickly shout out the patrons, and many of them are on our chat, who keep us turning up every Monday and all the other videos we do. So big thank you to the patrons. You'll get your shout out at halftime. But if you do want to join those guys and girls, jump over to patreon.com/oldworldfanatics. And I just realized we didn't talk about something pre-show, and I don't know if I want to bring it up now, but episode 100's around the corner.
Oh,
we might be doing a giveaway.
Yeah. What are we going?
We might be doing a battalion box giveaway
of
your choice. Of your choice. So,
I haven't really worked out the details yet.
We'll think about it in the background and talk about it at halftime. So you can.
I believe we also need at least a second place handcrafted monolith. I believe that.
Yeah, that's
true. With you on this monolith, you
must.
You really want the monolith as one of the prize.
Well, I mean, or you could also ask for the Josh battalion box, which the whole thing is just monoliths. So you just get a whole battalion box full of them. No, just kidding. Nice. I haven't cleared that with him, so that's not happening.
I could. Yeah, $200 and whatever dollars for a box of.
Okay, I don't know if these guys are chatting about the second Arcane Journal and what's already coming. They're dropping stuff about Jade Crossbowman and Mark saying 100% confirmed. Anyway, I'll let them. If you want to know about rumors, just check out our chat that's happening at the moment because they probably know more about it than we do.
Yeah.
Anyway, Should we get on? I'll intro what we're talking about. Obviously, Cathay Match Plays books dropped. If some people, we can chat about that in the second half. We're not going to go deep dive. I'm going to try to get that out this week. Hey, Andrew, we might do a faction focus Cathay potentially, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. We'll try to do something.
I think that'd be good. Yeah.
But we're just all three of us here just glance through it and have a bit of a chat about it and what we think's what it looks like from sort of
hot takes on it.
And a little bit of hobby if we have time, but the big episode, I guess, is, and Josh can sort of push us along here, is me and Andrew went to Oldhammer Winter Warfare down at Blacktown, Western Sydney Wargamers. Freaking awesome. So anyway, 3 games, just a quick day trip. Drove down early, came back pretty early. It wasn't too bad. We got back at like 8:30 or something, or I did 8:40.
Yeah. I went home and played.
You played games with your
4 hours, so I was really stuffed the next day.
He was like almost at my house, and he's like, "Yeah, I've got to get home and play with my mate in Perth online games." And I went, "What?"
I made a commitment, and then like that, the stars aligned, and then I was just like, "Oh crap, here we go." So
it's all on the same day.
All on the same day. Yeah. I couldn't get out of it. Well, I could, but I felt bad. So
I guess at least just sitting there, just pressing buttons and things. But still, oh man, I don't know how you did it.
Yeah. I didn't do it very good, but I did do it.
Okay. Something that's supposed to be a relaxing recreation activity ends up becoming a huge obligation.
Okay, yeah,
relentless every week.
It's like a podcast. Yeah. You're not allowed to admit that you don't want. I just want to get out of it. No. That's so funny. So anyway, we've got Oldhammer, so we're going to chat through that. And I just want to say, those guys, it's just getting bigger.
You guys went.
And I mean, the quality of the hobby down. I wish I'd taken a bit more pics of all the armies. They're just, some of them are bloody awesome down there. And then I don't know which way we went driving last time, and Andrew probably did a better way when he went by himself, but we actually followed the GPS, and man, it's so easy to get to. I couldn't believe. Just from our place still, it's like an hour and a half drive, but it's like almost just 2 sets of traffic lights. Like when you actually do it properly, it was just crazy. I can't believe it. So it's almost, it's definitely easy to get to. So if you're North Sydney, I mean, geez, it's easy to get to. So,
right.
Anyway,
did you guys go to it last year? It was on last year, wasn't it? Was it last year?
Was it 3 times this year. Andrew's been 3 times this year, I think.
Oh, right. Okay.
I did SummerSlam in winter, and you did autumn as well.
Summer? Okay, yeah.
Oh, right. Because, you're talking about all the different Oldhammer ones. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think, like, to me, I mean, depending on what I want to settle down, like in my GT, RTT career thing, is like, I feel like I'd just go there for 1 day and then do 2 days if they're close to Newcastle, and then maybe the odd CanCon trip. You know what I mean? Like, it just because it's that good. Like, you don't feel like you're missing out. Like sometimes tournaments, they're good, but they're like, they're a bit small, or they don't attract all the right, not the right crowd, but this one's got a good mix, and
real bad eggs.
Good, and
no, it is. It's really good.
The club is phenomenal. Like the quality, that's new. There's a bar. There's food's good. Coffee's good. Bathrooms are good. Like parking's good. Like it's just unbelievable. I can't talk. I can't give them enough praise, man. They've just picked the perfect spot.
You're really selling it.
Yeah. No, it is. That's the problem. It's getting bigger and bigger. Anyway, big shout out to Mike, and is it John? I can't remember the other guys.
Mike, John was playing, and then they had it was Zeke and Garrett was they were also helping out with the score sheets and doing the the umpiring, I suppose you'd call it.
Yeah.
So that's huge effort. But I know Michael does a lot of the pre-game setups, obviously, as well. So collecting the money and all that. Yeah. So it's a lot of work.
That's good. Really big thing. Oh, and Adam Lamb's in. Well, he'd enjoy it, I'm pretty sure. So anyway, no spoilers. I think it was him, wasn't it? Yeah, pretty sure. Anyway, we'll get on to it. What do we want to do? So, do we want to talk about do you, Josh? Is it worth us just 2 seconds on the actual player pack and what it was and comp and stuff, or just for a reference? I mean, I won't bring the thing up, but maybe we'll talk about the actual each mission, what the missions were. But basically, it was renegades were allowed.
Cool.
And it's basically like
what was the
a
comp?
reduced throne of skulls. It's just 25% max character allowance, not one character, all of them.
Nice.
25%.
25.
25. Yeah.
25. Quite lean.
I can't remember,
Great.
Andrew. Was there a limit on level 4s as well? Or not really. Or was? I think it was. I think it was only one level 4.
I don't know how you could fit in 2 level 4s.
Well, this is the thing. So I didn't really.
In 20.
Night Gods.
25%.
I think
500 points.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I think it was actually no, there wasn't a limit because I think Paddy had 2 level 4 wizards. So maybe I don't know, I can't remember. Anyway, so but yeah, no limit. Solwood just said no limit. Yeah, so it was literally just 25%. So technically, no real comp. You know what I mean? But just good comping in the sense that the characters were, toned down. So I reckon the gameplay's fine just like that. So yeah, I didn't. Yeah, it was good, nice and simple. Anyway, do you want to kick off your game one, Andrew? Because I've been talking.
Yeah, sorry. I'm running through. I'm trying to get where everyone finished up. But yeah, I'll hit my first game against Alex.
Pot off.
Yeah, we did. We did have a.
We should actually bring that up quickly.
If you want to hit that.
Oh, you played against.
Okay, I'll let you get the things up. Yeah, so Andrew grudged. I don't know which way it went.
That's been popping up in our podcast feeds every week. The one who's been painting.
Oh no, that's Behemoth. Okay. Yeah, no, 2+
Which
pod.
Alex?
So it's Alex from 2+ pod, not Alex Sell from Behemoth. So yes, it's very and obviously we're all Aussie podcasts, and Andrew was on them. They were all on that chat the other day. So it's a bit confusing if you are joining and you're international and you're like, oh, these people mentioning Alex's. Yeah. But anyway, I don't know, Andrew, who grudged who for you guys? Like, what happened?
Alex grudged me, but I said we should have a game, and then I think we were joking around about she just grudged to get in there. Then Alex was like, yeah, you can. And I was like, yeah. So yeah, it was good. It was a fun game. And I think you guys just
just randomly I got paired against randomly 2+. Yeah. So I don't know if it was random. Everyone said it was, and me and Paddy from 2+ played as well in round 1. So anyway, cool.
It worked out really well. Sweet. So Josh, you can be my timekeeper. I will try and keep this short. I
just keep interrupting. Entropy just said it's Australia. It's actually illegal to play Old World without being on a podcast. It's pretty feels like that.
It does. There's so many of us. So I'll quickly hit my list. Basically, so I was running a Strigoi Ghoul King on a Tarragost with the sneaky little Ogre Blade in there. I was running my other character was the White Lord that'll unlock the Black Knights for core, just because I wanted to take a bit of a faster list. So I ran 10 Black Knights in core, had 2 units of dogs just as a bit of chaff, and just to run around the back if they possibly could. So on top of that, I was running 2 units of 10 ghouls, and they were going to be sort of the objective guys for the first mission to be able to enter the towers to hold the objectives. And then I was running 2 units of Black Knights, just 5 with a banner each, and they were going to be scoring units for the next 2 missions, the last 2 missions. And then I had I had a black coach? I had a black coach. I had a Terrageist, and I had 3 Vargeists. So that was my list. So first up, I was against Alex. Great player. So check him out, 2+ if you haven't seen him already. They've got some really good stuff. Alex and Paddy. They run a great.
And his Beastman army looked bloody phenomenal. This is the one you're playing against.
Yeah. So he was running. Oh, sorry.
That's it.
Oh, yeah. So he was running Beastman. I'm not too sure. I think he had a pretty decent plan going up against me. I really had some problems, I think, going up against him on how I was going to run it. I'll go through his list. So first up, he was running the Herd Stone. Good to see. He had the Herd Stone in there. And he put that sort of like down,
Nice.
towards the center of his right side. So center of the map towards like more his right. And that was sort of where he sort of like went pretty heavy. Maybe I should have possibly taken the hint that the Herd Stone's where you're going to be centric with your army. But anyway, I didn't take that hint. So his left to right, trying to see what he had. So he's running, I think, a Pumbaa on his very far left and a Chariot. He had a unit of, I think it was 5 Gores. They were going to jump into one of the objectives, which was one of the towers. He had the Chaos Spawn, which these guys are always the bane of my existence. I struggle with these guys. And then in the center, he was running another Pumbaa. And then he had a few more units of Gores. Alex, jump in here anytime if you want to correct me. He had 3 Dragon Ogres. He was running the Shaggoth with Great Weapon. I think it had a 2+, 5+ save on the Shaggoth. He had another unit of Gores. I think he had a unit of possibly Bestigores as well. Another Pumbaa and another Chariot. And then he had 2, I think they were Shamans, I believe. So I think one was a level 4 and one might have been a level 2. And they were both sort of running one had the Hag Tree Fetish and they were running the what's the magic missile?
Voltide.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, the 2 Voltides are really sort of like, I'm like, I don't know what I can do here just because I don't have a ward save. So I was trying to sort of like stay away from his Voltide, but easier said than done, isn't it? Possibly the Shaman with the level 4 might have been flying, possibly on I think he had the magic carpet. So that made that a little bit more difficult as well. I'm trying to keep away from that. Anyway, so I'll hit first turn. So he's sort of like run quite aggressively up towards me. I've sort of stayed back a bit. I was hiding my units that were going to take the towers. My whole thought process, I don't even know if this is a good one, was I'll wait more towards the end rather than throw them in there. I think he got the first. Yeah, he did. He did get first turn, which was going to be quite hard for me because obviously he had he could take away my flying. So he had the is that the banner? I think it's the banner.
The moonlight, whatever it's called, midnight something banner thing. Banner. Oh no, warp moon, not midnight.
Yeah. So yeah, that was gonna cause me dramas because I had quite a bit of flying. So anyway,
prevalent, the anti-flying stuff.
Yeah.
Cathay won't like it with their 1-inch balloons.
So anyway, yeah. So his run up basically towards the towers. He's sort of like positioned a lot of his stuff towards me. So he's run his Pumbas up. He's a bit of trying to see what I was going to throw out towards them. Pretty good play with the old Pumbas. They're a pretty good unit. And then he puts sort of like his Dragon Ogres sort of like out in front towards my lines, sort of saying I think they're a bit of bait, which I might have fallen for, might have not. We'll see how we go. But yeah, in my turn, I sort of just positioned, moving up a little bit slowly, just trying not to get too close. Obviously, he had his with the magic missiles Voltide. I was like, I was standing back, being a little bit cagey. I didn't have too much of a choice because obviously, if you're not flying, you've only got so far you can move. So yeah, that was the like first turn. All right, we're going to that. So what's happened here?
Impending.
Spoiler.
Yeah, spoiler.
Oh dear.
So what's happened? We'll go through. So I think that was like turn 3 or something. This went super quick this game because like we were basically just running at each other, and I had no magic. So I only had like level 1. So he wasn't doing anything. So yeah, he up the top, he sort of like put his chaos spawn in. Sort of baiting me a little bit with his charges for getting into his chariot. Left his Pumba back a little bit. That was up the top. So I was moving my Vargas forward, kind of leaving my Black Knights, big unit of 10 Black Knights up the top, facing down towards his chaos spawn. I was just kind of like sitting back a bit, waiting for him to come to me. Down on his right, he sort of, like I said before, he put his Dragon Ogres out in front. So I was sort of like, he sort of put them out there so I could charge them. And I think that was his strategy. And it was a pretty good one, I suppose, because at the end of the day, I kind of do have to charge them. I can't let them charge me. But he sort of put them out there.
Of course, the issue.
Yeah. In my mind, I'm like, well, he's got Dragon Ogres, 3 of them. Then behind him was the Shaggoth. And then I thought, well, all right, I'll throw, because I can't just sit back because he was shooting me. I think he took 2 wounds off as well in combat, 2 or 3 wounds, just from shooting. So I think I'm going to be from shooting and then possibly 1 from 1 or 2 from Voltide. So I think before I went into combat, I might have had like 4 wounds already on my
And what have you got?
Wow,
8?
right.
7?
8. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So it's lost
This
half
happened
his
quite a
wounds.
bit throughout the game.
And the other, sorry, I should have mentioned, you got half points for half wounds and half unit strength destroyed too. So instantly he's got half of Andrew's points for his general. Then.
Yeah,
right.
So I couldn't stand back. Like, at the end of the day, I had to go into combat, and he sort of knew that. So he played it quite well. Yeah. So anyway, I've gone into his Dragon Ogres, ended up taking those out, and then I ended up getting the overrun into his Shaggoth. I thought it was in a pretty good spot. I was obviously going first, and I was able to get, I think, 2 wounds through, and I got through his armor save, I believe, and this is with my Ogre Blade, so it would have been D3, but I think he 5'd up with his ward save, both of them. And then he hit me back. I think he got 2 or 3 wounds through, but just with the combat res and everything, it was just enough. And then he died. So my Ghoul King's out of the game. I think it was about turn 3 when this happened, which was quite a big blow because, I mean, this is the hitting power of my army. So he's down, and then obviously everything starts to crumble. So what's happened after this is a little bit further down the line. He's been taking some wounds out of my other Terrorgeist. Down on the bottom, what's happened? Oh, sorry, on my right, where the Vargas and the Black Knights and everything were, and his Chaos spawn is basically, I tried to put the Vargas into his chariot. I think I failed by a smidge. And then obviously they failed their charge, and then his chariot got into me, but then I got back into him. Oh yeah, that's right. Sorry, he fled with his Pumba, and that kept fleeing. So that's when I redirected into his chariot, and I failed. His Chaos spawn, he sort of like put in my face. I've charged my Black Knights in, 10 Black Knights, and this is probably the crux of the Black Knights. They just don't do enough damage. So they went in, they might have done a wound or something, and then he's just hit them. They just crumbled away, just combat res and through damage, obviously. So yeah, my right was falling apart, my left was falling apart. So yeah, it wasn't looking too good.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, this is sort of like towards the end of the game. So you can see at the very top, well, there's a big dead pile there of my stuff. But basically, I had some ghouls that ended up throwing into his Chaos spawn. They ended up dying as well because everything's crumbling at this time. So I'm like, well, I just got to send stuff in and try and get some points before they die. And then down the bottom, everything died except for, I think I had a unit of Black Knights. And then my ghouls was sitting behind a forest still. So the Black Knights, I sent them into the chariot. I believe the chariot went off the board, and the Black Knights, I think they crumbled, or possibly he might have Voltided or got into them or something. But my Black Knights were basically dead. So I think by the end of the game, I might have had possibly, I either had just my ghouls or ghouls and a unit of Black Knights up on the right. I'm not too sure, but it was a resounding victory, or maybe that is all I had.
Right.
It was just those.
The ghouls don't crumble, do they?
Sorry,
the ghouls don't crumble.
I don't think
is
so.
That right? Yeah.
No. Everything crumbles that doesn't have dark vitality.
Oh, okay.
And the ghouls still have that.
Oh, okay.
So
okay.
Yeah, it was
confused with the vampire Black Knight Stone, Blood Knight Stone or something.
Yeah. If they're like vampiric or anything like that, they've got the dark vitality, so they don't care about the death.
Okay.
Everything else does.
Cool.
But yeah, huge shout out. Alex played really well. It was a huge fun game. It was just one of those, just a real relaxed sort of game, like relaxed competitive. Which
nice.
Vibe I got from that event. And I think Gommo, you probably got the same sort of vibe from the event. They were very early on, just have a chat. It's not sheep stations. So
they did actually bring that up, right? The announcement right at the front too about, just make sure you talk to your opponent about, if you want to do take backs, and because there's been a lot of chatter obviously the last month or two around through all the podcasts. So, and there's 3 of us all there. That's what I should have done. I wanted to get a bloody picture of what 6 of us, and I bloody forgot. It's just you just get too busy. Should have done that next time. Just quickly before I go on, how was the Herdstone? Did it affect anything, or it wasn't like?
Yeah, because he was getting his the magic buff, so that was
a +1 on top of okay.
Yeah. So he had his the 2 shamans, and he kept quite close to that. And then obviously at the end he got the extra 200 points, which really helped out. So I think it is a good bunker area where you can stay.
You can't get the points either. You can't.
Yeah. So perfect for the Voltide and casters. They just sit there and they're just getting the buffs. You just sort of move your guys up and they just sit back.
That's cool. Good to know.
Worked well.
Cool. Okay. Well, I'll bring my game one up. So yes, I am playing Paddy from 2+ as well, which is really cool. I think he's only played one or correct me. He can correct me if I've got it wrong. Maybe only 1 or 2 games with his orcs so far. So this is his newest army. I think he's been doing Wood Elves, and this is the one that he's been painting up. A lot of Avatars of War stuff. Sorry, this pick's a bit blurry for some reason. I think I was just first pick of the day. Anyway, so I'll just run through my list as where I deployed. We've chatted about it before. Basically, it's Mortuary Cult. I don't think I scouted or did anything in this, so I think everything mostly is on the board here. Anyway, we've got a Scorpion on the left, and then Screaming Skull Catapults, Fiber Sharp with bows, Casket, a Necro Sphinx, a little unit of 10 warriors with spears, my flying Hierophant behind. That's like a scoring unit. You have to have banners. I had 4 banners if you count the BSB, so sort of middle of the road. One of the other levels, so he's a level 4 necromancy guy, and then I've got a level 2 as the BSB, just sitting between that unit of 10 and my big 40 skeleton block with bows. Inside that's another level 2 mortuary priest, and then out on the right's another Necrosphinx, and I think the other Scorpion, and my 5 horse archers with a banner as well. And look, 3 tomb swarms behind, obviously to be sacrificed for magic, basically. The rollout I sort of had was level 2. The BSB had the Law Familiar on Elementalism, and then the other level 2 was just rolling Elementalism. So I'd roll him first. If he ended up getting Plague of Rust and stuff, he was going to be in that unit anyway because he's got the amulet. And then I can pick something else. But if I fail to roll Plague of Rust, then I could just choose it with the BSB. But generally with the BSB, I tried to drop 2 at least the reserve move bubble spells because he's got the bigger inspiring presence, that sort of stuff. So that was the magic strategy. So most of the time I ended up with I always had Plague of Rust, and then generally Wind Blast, or I did take TMP in this game, but I just didn't use it because they've ruled the 12-inch within. And it's just with a big block, basically useless. You can't really. It's so easy to find it out.
It goes from really overpowered to unusable.
Yeah. I was going to, and the reason why I took it in this one, I thought there might be a chance near the end where I might have to TMP a unit of skeletons into the tower or something. I hadn't looked to see if I was allowed to do that, but that was up my sleeve. But I ended up not needing that. So the other games, I don't think I took it because I just was like, bugger that. I'll just take Wind Blast and like 5-up ward and stuff just to, you know, elementalism's so good. But anyway, yeah. And then Patty's on there too. So hopefully I get most stuff right because I'll probably forget what it's like when you're trying to remember what people had. He's just taking normal orcs. He's got a Black Orc War Boss on a Wyvern. I'll just go down his list rather than jump around because I've got it just here. That's all. Just great weapon, Trollhide Trousers. That's it. A Night Goblin level 4 in that unit of Night Goblins with the Law Familiar on Illusion, and then he's got a 10 Orc Black Orc mob, which is that the guys? I think they're behind the hill on the left. Oh, no, they're behind the building. You can just see them behind the building. So that's his scoring unit, basically, like with banners and stuff, just, 10 of them. The 30 Night Goblins, Thrusting Spears, Big Red Raggedy Flag, 3 Fanatics, a little unit of 5 Goblin Wolf Riders right out on his right at the back there. Just, again, another scoring unit. The 12 big Orc Boar Boys, the big ends, the Thinking Orcs at, and the Banner of Butchery. So that's, to me, that's the scary unit right now because it can just charge me turn 2 and like do a lot of damage. And I don't have a heap of chaff, you know what I mean? Like not easy stuff to, not cheap chaff, if you know what I mean. Like the Scorpions are 70-something points, and anyway. But on top of that, he's obviously got the Ragnarok, which I wasn't overly worried about. But when you combo that with his Black Orc on a War Boss thing, there's 3 big fast threats there out of my right flank, and then he's got 2 Goblin Doom Divers as well. So I was like, actually, when I read the list, it looked like a pretty balanced Orc army. And at the same time, there's a lot of, I don't know, I feel like it's not a bad, he's done a good job. And he's got a couple of chariots as well on the hill there, Goblin and a Orc one. So yeah, he can get across the board pretty quick. And then with his Illusion Mage, you can, disrupt your flying a bit, like putting miasma and shit on. So it was, wasn't too bad. And anyway, so we get in. He got first turn. I think he just pushed everything forward. And the good thing is I was deliberately trying to get second turn all the time. I thought that benefited most of the missions. And to do that, I just scouted the horse archers, even though I wasn't scouting them. You know what I mean? I just put them in my deployment zone or whatever if I had to. Because I find that you're wasting your shots turn 1 and stuff a lot of the time, depending on where they are.
So a lot of the missions were holding stuff at the end of the game, wasn't it?
Yeah,
like
as well.
Power in the first one, and that type of thing, and the
basically
table quarters and so on.
Yeah. So it ended up like, I mean, not to go through the whole sort of thing, but like he pushed those 3 big threats at me straight away. I did get, this is into his second turn here, but on my turn, I put everything I could. Got Plague of Rust on his general, because like you're sitting there with like, okay, there's a Wyvern who can fly and he's pretty tanky. There's a Spider and there's that big unit of Boar Boys. What do I want to do? So what I wanted to do was try and really severely wound his War Boss, chaff up his unit of Boar Boys, and then hopefully have done enough damage that then I can handle that, whatever's coming. And so my Sharpie was pointing at him. My bowmen were up there on the hill. I think I got my dude around with Wind Blast, shot everything. Hey, he had Plague of Rust up. I threw everything at him. I did 2 words.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. And it was actually kind of scary initially because I rolled 15 dice, got 6 poison. Then rolled another 15 dice, got no poison. And then rolled the last 10, got no poison. So and then he,
wow.
I think he might have made, he made a crap ton of saves as well. So I think I was a bit unlucky there. It's not like I would have killed him, but I was hoping to get half down. But and my Ushabti did nothing. I was just like, oh, you're fucking kidding. This is not going to go well. So what I tried to, this is the only way I thought to sort of, tried to double chaff that, putting that skeleton, the tomb scorpion in front. Because this is pretty pivotal, this part. This is right at the beginning. I just thought, he kills that. He overruns, and at least the Boar Boys smash into my skirmishers and they stop there. And then I'm going to send that Necrosphinx in. And I know it was a bit iffy because I thought that a unit of 5 archers, horse archers, is going to give up all 5 combat res when they get nailed.
Yeah.
But at least he can't countercharge. He's in combat. So that's what I set up there. And I thought his wyvern was going to go into my big block or something, but he went into that unit of skeleton horse dudes. And they had a champion, so at least I could like hold him there for a turn. But then he miasmed my fucking Necrosphinx there in the middle of the board.
Oh no, the one
that Necro spent like half the game in the middle of the board doing jack all, which is kind of funny.
Yeah.
When we get into this was like pretty pivotal. So that happened, like I got in with my Necro, and he this is the game where the Necros did what Necros do, and I think I wiped 4 to 6 ball boys in one turn, and then he ran, and I didn't catch him, which is a bit annoying. This other Necro obviously was spending 3 turns miasmed and was struggling to get things. But at least I'd controlled. I was quite happy that I'd, got. Oh, and then the next turn I shot off his poisoned off his spider. So I felt like I'd smashed that side there, but he still had his bloody boss, which only had a couple of words.
Wyvern's still there.
It's going to start eating, and by then he doom dived off my casket. It blew up and blew some of me up, and things like that. And then Fanatics put some wounds on that middle Necro, but I didn't kill him. Luckily, they only got like 1 or 2 through. And then I think the other key thing was so it felt sort of back and forth, because then he was going after, like, he got his big guy into my bow shaft. He wiped them out. And I just really need these Necros to kill the freaking ball boys that were still running away. And they eventually did. And then this guy out the right, he killed the ball boys. He caught them in that forest. And then I declared a charge against one of his doom divers. And by then what he do, he moved one of his doom divers back so I couldn't get like a follow through, like hit one and go to the next one.
Was that them behind the forest?
Yeah, that's them behind the forest. But when I declared the charge on the right-hand one, he failed his terror test and he ran off the board. And then I redirected, and it was a long charge by then to his other one. Yeah. So what ended up happening, just with Swift Stride and taking the lowest, because I was stuck in the forest to do this, I had to roll a 5 both times to hit both of those doom divers on my Swift Stride dice, and I did it both times. So he terror bombed off the right-hand one, got into the other one, obviously killed it, and reformed and faced his night goblins. But by then, my other Necrosphinx, this is the other big thing. Once he wasn't miasmed, I declared a charge against his night goblins. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Paddy, I think you elected to flee, and he only went like 4 inches, and I wiped the unit with the Necrosphinx. So they finally, this is like turn 4, they just turned turn 4. It was just like bang. I was like, wow, suddenly he had nothing there. And then they just turned around to face his orcs and stuff to stop them getting in that tower, and I flew my Necrosphinx, my Hierophant, into that tower. So I got the objective. That's how it ended on turn 6, basically. So it just it was a bit, it was a lot of stuff happened early, and then turn 4 just turned when I got basically both Doom Divers and that unit of Night Goblins in one go, just all from the Necrosphinxes. I was like, wow.
So you just beat him in combat and they ran, basically.
No, he's Night Goblins. I think he fled from my charge. But they didn't go very far, and then I got them. Yeah. I think that's what happened. Either that or they failed the terror test. I can't remember. It was, Okay. Oh, yes, the fate. Sorry, this is what happened. Sorry, yes, I will bring that up. Before that, he got, so where you can see I'm positioned there, I think my asthma went down, but he got Column of Crystal up, and it was outside of my range because my guy was outside. I can't remember what happened. But I had to basically roll it up because it's an 11. I fated dispelled it, and I got it. I rolled double 6. So he did all this work to put Column of Crystal up to stop my Necrosphinx charging, and I double 6 the dispel. So it's one of those things where dice just went all the right way. Turn 4, and it just
lucky. That's all.
It just destroyed. there was nothing. It was suddenly I was like, oh crap, you've lost this in one go. I was like, oh. So he originally was gonna try get in that tower and stuff, and then it just ended up being he wasn't going to be able to get there, and then he didn't want to like send his. We were considering. I think he even went to go in with his general, just to have a general off against the Necrosphinx, but it would have, with my other one coming as well, he would have got killed. So he just stopped basically. Yeah, it was good. Cool. So
Can I throw up
14?
I'll let you throw up.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah. Can I throw up? I think it was Alex. He's put up his Arachne Rocks in the Discord chat.
Oh, cool. Yeah,
like
yeah.
Nice
yeah.
close-up photo of it.
Nice.
Yeah, Paddy's. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Paddy.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, they looks really nice. Really nice.
Cool.
Chardon on there. The paintwork is actually really quite
I
pretty.
even ball boys are pretty good. Like I was saying to him, because I printed all the ball boys, but I just didn't like them as much as. It's not that I didn't like them. I just thought they didn't match as much as to the Warhammer Orc aesthetic. But when you put them all in one unit, they looked good. Like when I was just trying to mix them, they didn't look good, but they're actually pretty good sculpts. Some of these avatars. Well, obviously that's a G-dub one, but yeah. Yeah, no, I was pretty happy to do that. So I got a 14-9, and at least we went 1-1 against 2+. So I guess we'll match next time. See what happens. We'll switch.
Andrew letting the team down.
Nah, we're good.
All right.
We'll wait till my next game.
So yeah, my second game.
You don't have any.
Sorry.
You're
He's just answering
a
question.
You just want to Arachne spider have. Spiders are not mammals, you fool. Anyway, go, Andrew.
All right. So second game against Adam. He's running Brett's. Another great guy. Another great game. First game with Alex. Top game. Second game. Top game. I don't think I've actually ever had a game I didn't thoroughly enjoy in Sydney. So he was running Brett's with a bit of a different list. Doesn't look like different, but it was. So I'll go through his list. This is just off the top of my head, so I hope I don't get anything wrong here. But he was running, we'll go left to right. He was just basically in a big long line. He had a unit of 10 bowmen who were skirmishing. He had a trebuchet, which he proxied out for, I think he had some knights and a few bits and pieces. Then he had a big block of men-at-arms. He had his general, who was a duke, I believe, rocking the Heartwood Lance on a... Oh, what's the big hippogriff? Oh, no, the peg. The big peg.
The royal peg.
Yep, sweet. Then behind that, he was running 3 normal peg knights, and then he had another unit of, I think, 3 or 4 peg knights. He had another BSB on a royal peg. And then he had a huge unit of foot knights, the Knights of the Realm.
The Yeoman?
Oh,
that's the Realm.
I didn't even notice that.
Big old block.
Collector's items.
Yeah. Excellent.
Oh, it was good. It was something different. He wasn't running the horn, which was fantastic. He goes, "No, I don't want to run it."
Did he get your players' vote then? Give him play.
It was a very it was a nice list. Like it had some toys, but it didn't have like all the toys. And then he had 2 units of, I believe they're both Knights of the Realm, full command. Then he had another unit of archers, and then right up his right flank, he had a unit of what they call men-at-arms again with halberds, possibly.
Oh, right.
And yeah, so I was sort of going into this a little bit, I wouldn't say confident, but it was a nice list. And I probably didn't take things into account, which maybe what I should have, but we'll hit that later. But yeah, it was a really fun game again, and we were just, we weren't taking it super serious because, I think we both, obviously on the more on the towards the bottom tables. So you know, when you're towards the bottom tables, you just like have a bit more fun, a bit more relaxed. So it's a really good vibe. Yeah, and Adam was really fun to play against. Anyway, so I had my dogs.
Bottom tables.
Yeah. Best friends. I had my dogs down right on the bottom, and my Vargas and my ghouls. I was really just trying to get rid of that trebuchet. So they were sort of facing off towards that. I just didn't want to get the treb just destroying my general after the last fiasco with my general dying quite early and everything crumbling. This was table quarters, I believe. So I was keeping my Black Knights just unit 5 just behind everything. They were just kind of just babysitting in the back, just to try and hit the table quarter up. In front of them, I was running my general, my Terrorgeist, and my black coach, just to sort of like run into his center, because I'm like, well, if 2 of those 3 things hit a unit, it should hurt. And then towards my left, I had my big unit of 10 Knights facing off towards his 2 units of Knights of the Realm. I had another unit of dogs, and then on my far left, I had ghouls and another unit of Black Knights basically sitting behind a hill, babysitting that table quarter. So I forgot who actually got first turn. I think I might have got first turn from memory. So yeah, this is where things went a little bit different. So I lost, I think, a few wounds possibly on my general from bowfire. For some reason, I think I lost quite a few wounds like throughout this game. Just if you don't have a decent save, it's funny like how just
roll it a 6 or get you
bowfire. Yeah, right.
Yeah, I could be getting mixed
just
up.
Chip some off.
Yeah. Anyway, he put his general out, so it's just like, here you go, here's my general sort of thing.
Bit of bait. What's his bait?
Yeah, just
a recurring theme of bait.
Yeah.
Can he countercharge as well? Has he got countercharge? Probably. Yeah.
Funny that he does, and I completely didn't even think about it.
It's a good rule, but fuck, it's annoying.
It is. But you're just like, they just stick it out there. You're like, oh yeah, I'll generally.
Yeah, go for it.
Because I don't want to get charged by this guy, do I? So I'll send my general in, then I won't get charged. But then you find out he's got counter charging. Like, ooh. Anyway, so I sent my general in, and I sent my Terrorgeist in. They did a couple of screams, and I actually got, I think, 3 wounds off on the screams, and my general went first, and I'm like, I should hopefully get through this guy. And he 5'd up the 2 wounds that I got through again. So, yeah, it's so that's me into him there. So it's a general off. Yep. My Terrorgeist is in there screaming at him too. You can see on the right-hand side, I got my Vargas into his treb, took that out. I got my dogs harassing his bowmen, archers down on his left, my right. My ghouls are making their way forward. I sent my dogs up just to do a bit of chaffing. And, well, you can see there I used to have a lot of Black Knights, but I don't have so many anymore. But I sent my Black Knights into his Knight of the Realm bus. And, again, I think they've got countercharge too, don't they?
We do, yes.
Yes, which is another thing that, again, I wasn't quite thinking straight. Might have been the beers, might have been the early morning, or it might have just been
the friendly bottom table chat.
The friendly bottom table chat.
You into a false sense.
And it was. I'm not going to make excuses. It was a bit of, YOLO. It's like, let's just run in and
see what happens. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I would have done the same. Even if you had countercharge, I would have done the same. Just run
no
in.
regrets.
Exactly.
It's funny because that's your army too. You've built it to be like it needs to go. I'm just gonna.
Yeah.
They can charge back straight away. What the hell? Yeah.
I've got no resing in this army. That's one big thing. One big point. Oh mate, I can't res anything. This whole army was just going to be some fast get in, just see how it goes, have a bit of fun. It wasn't the most competitive list. but I thought it might have gone okay. Obviously it didn't. Anyway, and then this happened. So Adam destroyed my general. So my general's fallen over there. He's dead.
Yep.
So kudos to him. His strategy worked, and I died. So he lulled me into that, false sense of security.
What turn was this? Like,
it was pretty early on. This might have been, maybe bottom of, started turn 3, I think, if I went first. Or, it might have been the bottom of 2. So, I don't know, something like that. But it was pretty, it was pretty early on. And then I think you can see there, I think he had 3 wins on his
side.
It's the curse of modeling and hobbying on this big model, and then you take it to it gets killed halfway through each game.
And then from here, I'm just like, well, again, everything's gonna start crumbling, so you gotta YOLO again and just throw everything in before it dies. So I was just trying to get in again. The Vargas were doing quite well in here. You could see he ended up throwing. I went into his men-at-arms in the flank, and then he threw his Peg Knights in, and they actually did pretty well, the old Vargas. So they didn't do too bad. Everything starts crumbling. You can see all my Black Knights in the bottom back line are just dying. So it's like, well, they can't march or anything. So it's just like, they're sort of stuck there. I just left them there because I'm like, well, what am I going to do? They don't go fast enough. So I was just like, stuff, I'll just leave it there. And then, I just threw my Terrorgeist and my coach in. But they both died. So this is the problem you've got with the coach is I'll hit this in my recap at the end, but the coach, if you don't roll well with your impact hits, they suck.
It's got nothing.
Oh, damn.
Because you got to push them back. Because if you don't, if they just give ground, you're not getting impact hits again, and they're just you've only got 2 horses and the white or whatever it is, the coachman guy. And just same with the Terrorgeist. It's only got 4 attacks and a stomp. And it's only weapon skill 3, so you might get, maybe 1 wound through with your attacks if you're lucky. Scream can go pretty well, but again, it doesn't count towards combat as well. So Scream's and then if you're not getting good stomps, again, they go all right, the old Terrorgeist. They're not super expensive, but they're not, Anyway, so
I feel bad for pushing you towards the black coach, because I remember you were discussing this.
No. I just want to try everything out. This is just try some stuff out. I haven't done a list like this. Sometimes it's good to experiment, try something different. It doesn't always work out. And look, I had some really fun games against some really fun opponents. So I enjoyed the day thoroughly. I didn't come out of there going, oh, damn, I lost. And again, man, I got absolutely smoked points-wise. So I got 4-20 by Alex, and then I got another 4-20. So I am right down there on game 2 after game 2. And I'll remove that.
Got to be somewhere.
Yes.
So my game 2, I paired into Paddy Gallagher, which I have not played yet, which is pretty cool.
Oh, had you not played it before?
No, I've never played Paddy. So cool. I'm playing her Amazonian converted, painted, whatever. Did she make these ones? I get confused which one she sculpted versus.
I think she
has this one. I think these ones are hers.
Yeah. Did she do the 3D sculpts?
Yes.
Yeah. And then printed them.
She sculpted herself from scratch. Yeah. Amazing.
So they're I'll just quickly run through what she's got because we'll see. Anyway, and for those who are not in Australia, Paddy is sitting in number 1 in our rankings. She probably hasn't won heaps of events lately as much, but she smashed it early on and she's sat at number 1 the whole time that we've been ranking people. I think Jamie's just behind her, but I think he hasn't been able to bump up that. Well, he hasn't just done many events. I mean, but it's just funny. So she's right at the top. So it was really good to, when you go up when you rank into someone and you go, cool, I'm going to learn something in this game, even though like, at the same time, they're wood elves. I struggle sometimes on these guys. But anyway, she's got 2 level 4s. Yeah, so they're just on foot. One's got Oaken Stave, Law of the Wilds, the new one.
Yeah, right.
Cool. Another one on a unicorn with the -1 to hit. I think it is in a challenge. She's at the befuddlement at mischief, stuff like that. And that's on battle magic. And I'll get into that in a minute. 2 lots of 7 dryads ambushing, which are the ones sort of on the table there. They look like little, I don't know, they look like crazy little, Amazonian witch doctors or something. I know they look pretty weird. And then that other thing, there's a treeman. And then she's got a unit of 10 Eternal Guard, a unit of 10 Glade Guard, another unit of 10 Glade Guard, 5 Sisters of the Thorn, 4 Treekin, and 10 War Dancers. So definitely not your normal Wood Elf list, but obviously she knows what she's doing as well, which is something in hindsight when I look back, I go, yeah, I learned some stuff here. But anyway, so she really matched up well against how I deployed. So she's got a Sisters of the Thorn out on her, on my left, with the War Dancers in the forest facing my Sharpty. And then she's got the Unicorn Mage with the 4 Treekin. I think right out the back on behind there is one of the, I think it's the Eternal Guard. They're basically just, because this is banners. So she's got 2 skirmishing ambushing units with banners, which are going to come on behind me. I just knew this is going to struggle to even get the secondaries on this because she's just could go everywhere and she's got way more banners than me. And then next to the Treekin, which are facing off against my big block, is the Eternal Guard with one of their mages in it, and then just another unit of Glade Guard. So how I deployed, I went, and I didn't know what. All I thought is, in my head, I thought she's just going to run around and be crazy because I don't know. I've never played much Wood Elves, but you always hear about avoidance. So I put the big block in the middle, and then it sort of just went around it. So it was Sharpie on one side, and then the Necrosphinxes. I decided to team them up because I thought if she's running around weird, maybe they got a better chance together to block off some movements they can get in. And I sort of had this vision of them taking out one flank and then coming down. But, when you learn stuff, when there's a couple of paradigms in Warhammer Old World, you're there's the, obviously the big dragon and there's the big poison block. And there's also things like the arcane urgency across the board smashed right in front of you, that type of thing, like people do with the YOLO builds, like the the Royal Clan list, just fucking go up the board. I learned how to do that in this one. So turn 1, she put her Treekin, got the spell off, and had her Treekin an inch away from my big guys, just right up here. It was just in my face, right across the board. Yeah. She just was aggressive, just went boom, and I was like, oh fuck, what the hell?
No dancing around.
There's no dancing around. So this is her turn 1. They're turn 2.
Oh my god!
So they're right here, just this is her turn 2 because they charged in.
They're charged in now. Yeah, right.
Now it almost saved me because she also charged in her Eternal Guard as well and failed the charge by an inch, which I was you can see where I've come around. Now I've got a flank on this unit. I'm at least that's. And she actually was oh crap, this. I think her plan was perfect. She was just going to tear into that big unit and just wipe it. And now one of them failed, and she was a bit worried. She was oh fuck. And I'm thinking, okay, might not be as bad. I'll hold them up. I might get that unit. Yeah. That's why I brought the Scorpion in the side because he's going to go in. I'm okay, not too bad, not too bad.
Yep, that sounds.
But she knows the rules. So that's the one before that. She basically, let's see if I've got a picture. She basically fled. Oh. Yeah. So anyway, I'll just stop here because this is. She fled my charge, and because you have to pivot and move, she ended up bumping that unit all the way. I just couldn't catch it. It just disappeared off the other side of the board almost. You know what I mean? It just went so far. So my Necro failed his charge, and she just kept eating into this big unit. She'd brought the treeman on the back here and put pressure on my unit and my neck Hierophant because I'm flying around the back trying to avoid getting shot at by the other ones that are over here still, in the forests and stuff. But I was whittling that treeman. I eventually got that treeman down and got it. But yeah, she smashed through that big block, and this is where it's just crazy. I'll show you this pic. Yeah, so this one. Let's go to this pic. She eventually, I can't remember how. She must have disengaged or something. I can't remember how this happened. But her tree kin are not in this big block at the moment, and I ended up getting one of my necrosphinxes. I think what's happening here. Sorry, I'm all over the shop. I actually did get my necrosphinx into that unit. Like I went over the top in there. So I did win one round of combat, and she fled or fell back in good order, I should say. And I followed up with the scorpion and the necrosphinx. So that's where you see this here, where now I've got 2 treekin left, this unicorn, and my necrosphinx and scorpion are attacking it. And I've got this other necrosphinx coming up. So I'm like, oh, finally, that was scary, but I can bring this unit back, the big unit, and I can eat this unit in the middle. And that's pretty good. I think I'm doing okay. Like, Anyway, those 2 treekin proceeded to kill my scorpion and put wounds on my necro, win the combat, and kill my necrosphinx.
Combat res.
And yeah, through combat res. And so then there was one left. So then I went in the rear with my necrosphinx, and it also died. I don't even know what happened. Basically, both necros died to that fucking unit of it was because she had what's the other what's it called, the battle magic hammerhand.
Oh,
so she was it's just lots of hits, and eventually just got it down and like made me maybe lose combat a bit, and then I'd crumble a little bit, and I just so it was just like hitting a brick wall. I was like, what the hell just happened? I had 2 necrosphinxes. They did so well last game, and then they just got pin cushioned out. And then obviously, while this is happening, I'm trying to get my Hierophant away from all her shooting at the back and the other stuff, and she ended up getting my Hierophant, which then started to crumble, and then it just went bang, 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 and fell apart. And I lost everything. So it was like middle of the game. I was like, okay, you shocked me with that big move, but I've got these necros now coming in the rear. I've got this, and it didn't work. But in hindsight, I'm looking at going, it was the perfect, like she had the war dancers up against my Asharpti. They just ate my Asharpti because they're built, and then they got it. Then they came and got into that big block and finished it off.
Yeah, okay.
And Arcane Urgency, that treekin unit right across the board, just neutralized the threat of that big unit because it couldn't even pivot or do anything. It just had to just go, okay, well, I'm going to take the charge, and it couldn't even stand and shoot because she was only an inch away.
She was so close. Oh,
and I was just like, fuck you, well played, well played. And so it's like one of those things, like after playing ASB, I'm like, every time I see anyone with that demonology spell in a unit of infantry, I'm always like, okay, how far can you move? And for some reason, I've never played against too much Arcane Urgency, so I haven't, like, you hear someone says, yeah, I got battle magic, and I sort of just go, yeah, cool.
Yeah.
But now I'm on red alert to think, if you've got battle magic in a unit of combat troops and you've got Arcane Urgency, I'm going to actually think about what happens if you do double move across, like where will you potentially end up, so I can at least point things at that direction.
Yeah.
You need to face it and get kicked by it to actually like have it in the back of your mind. So well played for her. I can't remember what was the final score. It was like 20-4. Yeah. Because she got all the full objectives. You get 2 for each quarter if you got a banner or outnumber the other person. So this one was a huge mission to get really high points on, and she smashed it. So
yeah,
it was a bit of fun.
So you needed a banner for the quarters to do.
Was it banners, or was it like you had to occupy it, but if you had a banner, you got 2? It was like something like where you got 1 if you're in it, or 2 if you could get 2 per quarter, couldn't you?
Yeah. Okay.
Is that what it was? Something like that.
Isn't it? You get 1 bonus point for controlling 1 or more zones, or 3 if you have more than your opponent.
Oh, maybe that's what it was.
3?
Yeah. So maybe that's what it just went straight.
It was just going off unit strength, was it?
Sorry, it was. Yeah. Okay. Maybe.
Banners must have been for the 3rd. Yeah. Sorry, banners are for the 3rd, weren't they?
Okay.
So the banners you had to have a banner. I've got the pack here. So the player with the most standard barriers wholly within a table quarter controls it, and the musician breaks ties and unit strength.
Right.
For game 2.
Oh, so you just get 1 per one, so you could get 4 all up then. Was that what it was?
Oh, I thought somebody said before they didn't know that ambushing dryads can take banners, but I'm not sure.
Wow. Well, she did. I don't know.
Oh,
you need a standard bearer to control the table quarter.
Yeah, okay. That's fine.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was a rough one, but I mean, it wasn't bad. I was just like, wow, this is It's just I can't believe. Surely those decorators could have done more than that, but it was a bit of bad rolling as well. I think it was just the odds. They did so well game one, and the dice go the other way. So it's 50-50 really. Because they probably should have been able to wipe that friggin' 2-3 kin, but was not to be. Yeah, that wouldn't have won me the game. Let's not get confused here. No. War dancers were coming down and eating up my other units.
No, Patty's a really good player. Yeah, she's in what top 5 at the moment. She's
number 1.
She's number 1. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
She's number 1 the whole time.
Number 1.
She just sat there at number 1. It's almost boring for her. That's why she's playing different armies now. Like she just takes different armies now to
because she can't cast to Snake Eyes.
I think there's no way she could have gone up the rankings unless she's in a bigger tournament and takes first place again and gets 100. I don't think she can get. Yeah, okay. The only thing it will bump her up is another 100, like perfect score. I think she's on 296.6 or something. I don't know.
Oh yeah, because it just goes up to top 3.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anyway, that was it. So I had a good win, and then I had a bad loss, but I wasn't unhappy. It was cool. It's all good. It's good when you learn stuff and you go against something you're not used to playing. So, yeah.
That's awesome. All right. Game 3 against Joshua. Not Josh.
Joshua.
Yeah.
This is the previous game, isn't it? This one.
Yeah, this is a new one. So playing dwarves. I love dwarves. So me and Josh were down on the very towards the bottom tables. He was running a very infantry focused Royal Clan list. Kudos to him. He sort of said, he liked a bit of a fluffy list, and it was quite fluffy. It was a really cool list. So he's running. So I'll go left to right for his board. So on the very far left, he was running some Rangers, which he scouted and dropped just in front of a forest there. He had a big block of Royal Clan with, I think, great weapons. And behind them were another block of Royal Clan, possibly with great weapons again. There was a big piece of impassable right in the middle of his deployment zone. So to the right of that, he was running a big brick of, I believe it was Longbeards. He had his general in there. So the Dwarf Lord on Shield Bearers running, what do you have? He had the smiting, so D6 wounds. He was running the rune where I think it's preservation, where you can't killing blow or multi-wound him. He had +1 toughness, and he had hatred as well. And then he was running the dwarf cart, which was just behind it, but he wasn't running the crazy dwarf cart with obviously using the anvil where you can move up 24 inches sort of. So he's just
right. Yeah. Did he have the anvil? Sorry,
no, he didn't have an anvil.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was quite a thematic list. I liked it. I thought it was pretty cool for a more thematic list. Really good bloke as well. So we had quite a bit of fun in this game. On the right hand side, he had a big unit of Ironbreakers and 3 of the mercenary ogres, the Outland ogres. What are the mercenary ones?
Oh, Badland. Badland ogres?
Badland ogres. Yeah. So I thought that was really cool, bringing the ogres along. Anyway, we'll see how they go. So this was getting a banner into the opponent's deployment zone.
That's right.
And then finishing with more banners than your opponent.
Yes.
Yep.
That's right. Very critical, this one. Yeah.
Yes, it was. So I was running my 2 unit of Black Knights on my far right, far left, just running for that deployment zone, obviously. I was trying to stay away from his guy with the D6 smiting his lord. So So I deployed my general on the very far right. I'm like, I'm not going to make that mistake. We'll see how this goes. And then I had unit of ghouls, my black coach, right in the center. I was running unit dogs, my black knights, and then on the far left, I had like my ghouls, Vargeist, another unit of dogs, I think, and what else? Oh yeah, mine, Terrorgeist. So that was facing down basically towards, so that left side, the Terrorgeist, the ghouls, and the Vargeist were facing towards his ogres and his Ironbreakers. So we'll get into
Which one of the Ironbreakers? Are they right out on the flank? And then
yeah,
I can't really tell.
Yeah, it's really hard to see.
Yeah.
Basically straight opposite the Terrorgeist.
That's a long way for those Ironbreakers to do stuff, isn't it? But I guess are they just going to leg it across or something?
Out there. So my whole point here was just like basically take everything out and then probably just dance around the dwarves with the Lord, the Killy Lord, because I didn't really want to borrow that unless possibly I took a heap of wounds off and they might jump into it or challenge out his Lord or something like that. So that was the idea. We got into it. Basically, I moved up everything where I was going to be able to start chaffing and or get charges off. He shot quite a bit into, this is again the problem with the old the general. I think I took 2 or 3 wounds off from again crossbows and he had throwing axes. Like this guy can't catch a break, my general. He just taking off wounds. Just 1 here, 2 there, sort of thing. So anyway, I just basically just moved everything up, sort of across the board, ready for charges. There you go. So I got 3 wounds off, just from the crossbows. Just 1 unit.
No.
This is.
Where are you going with this?
Yeah. Oh no, it's not that bad.
Okay.
Yeah, that's just showing sort of like what happened there. Just showing the amount of wounds that this guy can just take just from general sort of like light arms fire, I suppose you'd call it. I went in, I took out the ogres on my far left, his far right. I ended up going with my Vargeist, and then I sent my Terrorgeist into his Ironbreakers. He was sort of like trying to get his big Longbeard unit just into something. So he was just kind of sending it. I think he was chasing my Black Knights or maybe just trying to get into something valuable there. He was saying as well, like, because obviously dwarves are very slow, that he'd kind of been danced around before. And unfortunately, playing dwarves, this is what happens a lot of the time. You're just quite immobile. And without shooting, you can really just like take your time and just pick out what you want to do. That's kind of what I've done. So we took out his rangers, took out his big block of Royal Guards, just multi-charging all that. You can see on my right bottom of screen, I've got my Black Knights going into his deployment zone. Up the top, I'm slowly getting rid of his Ironbreakers. It took me a while, but I did get through them. They took, I think it was 3 or 4, actually might have been 5 wounds off on my Terrorgeist. Like it was close to dying. You just can't kill. Like, it's a slow grind getting through the old Ironbreakers. But yeah, I ended up getting into his. So I sent everything else into his. So I took out his first unit of Royal Guard. And then this is me now getting into his second unit of Royal Guard. So everything's gone into his Royal Guard here. Took out this second unit. And this was the point. I'm like, everything was taken out. I even took out, ghouls up the top. Took out his dwarf cart. You only had the unit of Longbeards. And then, we're sort of like on the bottom tables here. I'm just like, I sort of surrounded this unit. I'm like, well, I don't know. I felt a bit jacked not going into it because I'm like, well, I just didn't want to like sit here and not engage. So I'm like, stuff it. It's not sheep stations. Let's just have a go. So we had like a little gentleman agreement, and I knew it was not the right choice to make, but I said, stuff it. Let's do it. So we're like, because he goes, he kept hinting, he's like, oh, come on, just jump in this unit, jump in the unit. I'm like, nah. Then anyway, I was like, towards the end, I'm like, stuff it, let's go in. And then he's like, oh, you're gonna, we should do like a lord off. And I'm like, all right,
He did do it.
Let's do it. So this is my lord here. He's got 4 wounds.
God.
So this is everything.
But he's immune to multi wounds as well.
Is it? Yeah. I knew I had diddly squat chance.
Okay.
He's not in base-to-base combat. So I could have challenged him out. Like I just, we're just having some fun. So I'm like, yeah, stuff it. Let's see how it goes. I knew it was probably not going to go very well, but anyway, we're at bottom tables. Who cares? So we had a bit of fun, and of course, he took 10 wins. He died.
Wow.
So I went in first. I don't think I did any wounds to him, I believe. I might have done 1 or something like that. Like I just did nothing. But then again, it's like he's got the banner that gives him a 5-up. So I think he only had like a 4-up, 5-up, but I just didn't go that good. And then he's got hatred, and then he just got a bit lucky with his
hatred helps.
rolls to wound, because he only needs a 4-up to wound. And then I think he got 3 through, and I couldn't regen them. It doesn't matter if I regen them anyway, because you still take the combat res. But yeah, I think he rolled like 2 4s and a 2 or something like that, and it was 10 wounds. I'm like, oh no, this isn't going to go well. He killed the Terrorgeist as well, the other Terrorgeist, because I only had 1 wound left with the guys on the on the flank. And then everything else just didn't hit super hard because Longbeards go right. They're not the worst things in the world. But anyway, everything that you just saw blew up. So everything in this combat died.
It looks like you've got that game. Hey, I was like, man,
yeah.
In my head, I was like, how did you lose this?
Yeah, well, if I
80s
challenged
army.
it out, like, yeah, obviously, but I'm like, nah, just, he was just there for some fun. I'm like, I'm getting my ass kicked. I've got a shit list. I'm having a bit of fun too. Let's just have some fun. So we're having just one of those fun games, okay? So it's just like, who cares?
Right,
I mean, I could have killed him. Somehow, luck of the dice could have come in and I could have killed him, but I didn't. That's the fate. And all that died. So I lost, the Black Coach, 10 Ghouls, 2 Vargos, 1 Terrorgeist, 1
You
General,
lined it up.
and 10 Knights. Yeah, I lined them all up. That was everything that popped. And basically,
right.
It's like a whole 2,000 point army, right?
Army.
Yeah, it was.
Where's your army? Oh my God.
Yeah, but man, it was fun. I don't care. It was all right. So yeah, a couple of things out of that. I'll hit up my quick little list. So insightful list. Vamps. Most of this is going to be a bit of a given. So I'm not trying to treat anyone like an idiot here, but so Black Knights they don't go well. I was hoping they were going to go better than what they do. I've run them before, but not as many as what I had here. So yeah, just the problem is they don't do enough damage output, which means they're really susceptible to crumble, and they've got an all right save, but it's just that damage output. And you really need to put points into them or invest into them for them to do damage. And then the problem with that is like, well, there's probably better options out there, aka Blood Knights. The Black Coach, I just couldn't see the value in it because it's quite expensive. It doesn't have Swift Stride. It does have Fly, which does kind of come in, but you really are just down to the mercy of your impact hit sometimes. So it didn't turn out that well for me. So I don't know if I'm going to be taking that back in a hurry. Vargos, I love them. I reckon they were awesome on the flanks, and I will definitely be taking more of those. They do die to shooting and whatnot, but I think they are worth it. At least 1 unit, I'd say that. The Strig was just going to be like the Ghoul King. He was just too much of a glass cannon. Again, he was sort of like, when I say glass cannon, is not, not that glassy, but the problem is if you're not doing, being able to save wounds, because he doesn't really have a save. He's got like a 6-up armor save, which is pretty much useless. And then he's got a 5-up regen, which you're still using that for combat res.
Yeah, it doesn't.
So
yeah.
Yeah, right.
It's the crumble. The crumble just gets you.
Yeah, crumbling.
Yeah. And yeah, who would have thought? But undead or vampire counts, you need to res them. So having no ability to raise dead is a bit of an issue. So there you go. And magic as well. Like obviously, yeah, like Tomb Kings and Vamps are very similar. Like you need to be able to raise them and need to be able to have some magic just to help you out. I think that's where the bonus is with that the army there. And best of all, out of this, there's a little surprise. So I got to commemorate my fantastic time in Sydney with a little trophy. This is the
wooden hammer.
Wooden hammer for my
trophy room.
So I got dead last in the tournament out of 40. So, there we go. And I get to commemorate that. So this will be going somewhere in the background.
That's awesome.
Just shame me for the rest of time.
Love it.
No, but it was really fun. Again, huge shout out.
A lot of fun.
And let's hit up Gommos. Game 3.
No worries. Game 3. So yeah, I think you hit it at the beginning there where you said like about the scenario things. I remember this game was Jake. I'm playing Jake. I don't know if he's a new player, but he's definitely played AOS a fair bit as well. So like I don't know if he played prior to this. That's when I say new player. I'm not sure if this is his first time playing Old World. Like not first time playing Old World, but hadn't played other ones. And he's got pretty. It was pretty. I mean, people were just saying this in the chat. Like most of the armies were pretty good in terms of pretty balanced and everything. And this is another one of the examples of the Empire that was not over, wasn't skewy, wasn't like a massive gun line, but it did have the Hellblaster, cannon, steam tank. He had a ogre bladed captain general on a griffin, like 6 Empire Knights. I think they were knights of that. What is it? The Order of the Fiery Sun. I don't even know what they do. Can't remember. But with like drilled veteran halberdiers, like normal. Only a level 2 demonology. And then like an engineer and a couple of like I think that unit next to his veteran dudes is just I think it's 10 handgunners or something. But then he had 6 demigriffs all in one unit, which is a bit scary. And the champ's got the Monster Slayer sword. He was like telling me about, which is cool. Well, you're not too worried about it, but you're like, yeah, like at the end of the day, you got to roll 6, but that's cool. But he only had, and I do remember this game right near the beginning. I thought he had less banners by 1. So I thought if I can knock out one of his units with a banner, then like I can get that extra, that +3 one, which is pretty cool. And then, so what I did was basically, and I sort of used this not trap, but I've done this before where I've put my Screaming Skull catapult on one side and most of my army on the other. So people can sort of go for it if they want. But it does let me to look down that side of the table. Like I did that with Cam a bit to try and get him to sort of commit down there and allow my skelly block to turn around and shoot at him, that type of thing. So that was sort of the strategy there. Then I had one necro on one side, one necro on the other, trying to hide initially from his artillery turn 1. And then the idea was push up with the skelly block onto the hill and then obviously just start shooting if I could. I did want to try and chaff up. Those demigriffs are worrying, but I thought we'll just see what happens. If I get some shots at them, or maybe I can get the necro. They don't have counter charge, I don't think, do they? So I can't remember. I think I was going to try get the necro into them. That would be the goal there. But obviously try and debuff them and hit them with like the light of death and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, not too. Like I don't know. I was sort of confident because I know Empire, but at the same time, the dragon with ogre blade, not dragon, but the griffin with ogre blade and all that's still a bit worrying and all that. But anyway, stupidly, I scouted these guys, right? You can see my skeleton horde charges. I was about to put him over here to take on the cannon, but he's got an engineer near the Hellblaster, so I put him over there and then just went, I'm an idiot, because first turn, he just turned the Hellblaster and fucking annihilated him off the board. It did stop the Hellblaster shooting anything else, but I gave him friggin' he wouldn't have been able to shoot anything else because he got turn 1. And I just gave him so dumb. But anyway, that's what happens. Anyway, so my turn into my turn 2. This is so I've pushed my Necrosphinx.
Oh yeah, your opponent just made a comment there.
What is that?
It's the Empire player. Yeah, not too new, but I just haven't played too much recently. Great game.
Oh, cool. Crusader Prime. Hey, man. How you going? Yeah. And I was thinking, and I'll talk about this because there was a bit, I felt like a bit of a dick in a move up here, which I think it was still right. But just when you're communicating and you're like you feel like, oh, if I bring that the way I'm saying it's wrong, you know what I mean? And everyone's confused. And then he was confused with what I said and vice versa. So like if we both sort of like, chatted about it later, I was like, oh man, sorry about that. Because just it gets tense and you need it to go your way.
You didn't have the wrong path.
What was that?
Oh, you accidentally steered him down the wrong path, sort of thing.
Yeah. So it's been annoying, but anyway. So I pushed, but this was just like I pushed this Necro on this side, and then he friggin' wiped it down to 1 wound. He rolled 28 on his Hellblaster shots. Put my Necrosphinx down to 1 wound. So I was like, fuck. I was like, what are we gonna do here? And because I just thought, I don't even know if he could get across the board now. Like I was just like, oh, he's just going to just die to something. And I've been trying to do some shots here, but I wasn't doing anywhere as much as I would have liked. Obviously killed 1 demi. That was about it. The only thing too, and he'll like Jake could admit this, he said it after, he just didn't commit his Griffin. Like he really hung back, which I think saved me, luckily, because I didn't have to overly... Like I could get out of its arc with my other Necrosphinx, and I sort of took the pressure off me, which was good. I think if it had come up harder, I would have been a bit more stressed on the other side of the board. And then the only other thing I thought I did well on this game, I'm sort of going ahead here. It probably took me a couple of turns to work it out, is I was using my reserve move spell a bit in terms of moving stuff up and then back, especially my wizard, putting him on the hill, doing some wind blast, getting him off the hill, stuff like that. So I was using this hill to be a bit hit, because these debies, if I'm on the hill, they're just going to charge me and fucking nail me. So I was like trying to do as much damage to him as I could without giving him a charge. But yeah, so what I did with my Necrosphinx was probably an okay play, but it took, because in my head this whole tournament I was trying to make sure I tried to play as quick as I could, which is hard with Mortuary Cults because you're spending like friggin' half your turn in the command phase casting spells, which I feel sorry. Even Jake's like, he would not have known what I was casting because you're casting like fucking 6 spells and you're like, yeah, it's this and I've got plus this, and you're trying to explain it, but you're doing it so quick, you feel like an idiot, which I feel slack, but there's just not much. Like, it's all friggin' in hexes and shit.
Yeah, I hate when things like that.
But as a result, I was trying to do it quick too, because all games I got through all 6 turns, which I liked, because I felt like this army needed all its turns, especially if you didn't kill your Necrosphinxes in like turn 2 or turn 3. They really shine turn 4, 5, and 6, when they can get it, they're in the back line or stuff like that. So in my turn, this is like my bottom of 3 or something, I actually flew my Necrosphinx, he's on 1 wound, back behind my line. I couldn't get him off the hill, so he was visible. And I can't remember, Jake might be able to chime in here. I think he went for some shots with the cannon, and either I think I might have regened him or something like that, because he had 1 shot at him really to try and kill him, and he didn't. And then I was able to put some more wounds on him, like heal him a bit, and then I kept him there again, healed him a bit. So I got him back up to full wounds before I re-engaged him. So I'm just sitting back here, and this is the other thing. I'll see if I've got a shot, because this is where I think it became pivotal. I didn't talk to Jake about this, but this is what was in my brain. Now I don't get a picture of this. He sent his knights with a banner and got my my catapult. Right. So he's got that's one of the banners that I wanted to kill. And so and then he was going to come up with the board edge to take out my casket, but it would have taken him 2 turns to get there. So I started light of deathing him. And I thought, even though I don't have a debuff on him, leadership, you can fail a leadership 8.
Yeah.
And he failed the first one I shot at him. The light of death wiped the unit. And so I'm like, wow. Okay, in my head, I'm like, okay, now I've got more banners than him. If I don't lose that block and my little block behind it, I've got more banners. And then I ended up just basically focusing everything at, say, the demis and stuff, and then went through and got, I think, what I do. Yeah, this is where it became a bit weird. I snuck up here, and I missed a picture, and this is the bit where I regretted not being able to show him, because I think I did it right, but at the same time it was questionable because we'd already moved stuff. Is I flew my Necrosphinx past his demis; they were facing me, and I was just probably, I reckon, like maybe half a centimeter past him. But I wind blasted his demigryph, so they moved back 2 inches. So now they had a charge on my guy, which was fine. Which is fine. He charged. Okay. But I was pretty confident that when he wheeled, and even with a max charge, he couldn't get that third guy base to base because I was right. They were right on the edge. But we'd already moved it, and then it was hard to sort of show how the wheel, and we were chatting about the wheel and all that stuff. But anyway, it just basically ended up being that he couldn't get 2 attacks with that guy, because what happened was, I'm talking about that, not realizing that's his champion. I'm just saying, you can't get all the demigryph feats, but that's his champion with the Dragon Slayer sword. So I felt bad after that I'm here arguing you can't get all your attacks. In my head, thinking demis, he's thinking he wants 2 attacks with the sword, which is fair enough. Yeah. But yeah, no, we did. He only got 1. But then in the next turn, because he did actually, I think I killed 1 or something. He actually was winning combat. If I got a picture, he rolled a 6 somewhere and killed my. He got him.
He took it off.
He did, yeah. He got him in here, so he got justice with the Dragon Slayer sword.
Justice was served.
And then got my scorpions up eventually and just started eating into his units over here and started shooting. I got his cannon shoot, because sitting back here with 5 Sharpie shots, I can just sit there and shoot. So I took all these war machines out, took his his other units out, and then I think he did get. And again, if you can correct me if I'm wrong, I'm pretty sure he cannoned off my other Necrosphinx on the other side. Yeah, I think he did get that guy as well. But I ate all that side of his army and just had basically that Griffin and a few other little minor things. Oh, the steam tank was still there. But it definitely fell apart in that turn 4, 5, 6, because by then, he couldn't stop any magic too. He got level 4 magic dominance. It was just sitting back, just shooting, and just able to whittle them all down. So yeah, it was it was a good game. I got that one. It wasn't a huge win, but with some objectives and stuff, it was okay. But it was a really good game. And I just thought I'd liked in my head, not to blow my horn, but I just liked that I was trying to, I don't know, not be too greedy initially and just take my time getting turn 1, 2, 3 into a position where you can capitalize and some stuff. Whereas I felt like 6 months ago I was committing to combats in turn 2, when you shouldn't have to, that type of thing. So trying to get better at that. And I think this game sort of helped me do a bit of that. But, followed that. But anyway, won that one, but not massively. So I ended up at right in the middle, like I usually do. Can't remember. I think I was 19th out of 40 or something like that. But
sweet trophy with a little wooden hammer on it, but
no, I didn't get anything. No best painted or anything this time.
Not even a halfway.
Armies there.
Very close to a halfway hero.
Yeah, they should offer that, but they don't. But I wouldn't have anyway, because I think someone else would have on a 20. But
yeah.
Oh, true.
I like Tomb Kings and stuff, but the mortuary cults I can see, on a normal non-comped. But I don't know. It's also not. You feel like you mentally drained just from the bloody command phase. Like on a 5 gamer, you'd just be like, and feeling sorry for the other person who's just got to sit there while you're just rolling fucking dice after dice after dice.
Mysterious dice rolls.
And then in the next turn, you're then going arise, D3 plus wizard level plus this plus now.
It's funny watching mortuary cult guys. They got their 20 magic cards just lined up across the board.
I had to take pictures every game. I took a picture of characters on the cards because halfway through the game, you forget which one's got what. And you don't want to do people. I had to go back to a photo at one point. Go, hang on, was it the BSB that had that spell? It was annoying. Yeah. But I don't know. Someone just posted back up there. I can't remember who it was. Was it Angela's Dark? Because someone who said TK and Vamps really need their characters, and none of them podiumed. But I still think the Mort cult could. I mean, I didn't look at the full standings to know if there was any Mort cult right near the top, because I know Actor dropped out from Mort cult back to Vampire because of his massive proxies and stuff. I still feel like even at 25%, Mortuary cult are not too bad in that matchup because they've got so much magic, you know.
Yeah.
And you got Necrosphinxes who can sort of play that pseudo dragon role. So I think I still think they're one of the ones that could easy play under that comp.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are a few
Vamps maybe not.
Keith, Cricky Gamers Keith came 12th with Tomb Kings in that tournament.
Yeah, was he playing Mortuary cult?
Not Mortuary cult, just regular Tomb Kings.
Just normal. Yeah, there was also he's Good News Boy there. He was playing Cetra, Royal Host. How did he go? How'd you go if you're still there? Good News Boy. Well, another Alex is, but yeah. Crusader Prime. So that's Jake. Jake is saying, I did appreciate you taking photos as I couldn't keep track of it all. No, man, it's not you. It's the friggin', it's ridiculous how many you need to. Just you can't keep it on your head.
Yeah. Much remember otherwise.
Cetra died first game. See, I think, Alex, that's because you didn't read out Cetra's real name. I said every game he has to read out Cetra's name to his opponent before they start. That's what you need to do. Yeah. Anyway, cool. No, it was good. It was a good. I love it. I love it down there, and I'll hopefully as soon as we find out autumn, I don't know when it'll be. It's going to get busy down at that time. Springtime, sorry, because we've got Castle and all that around that same time. So I don't know what dates they're thinking.
Yeah. And congrats. I think you said it before. But yeah, so Adam
Lamb. Yeah, Adam came first with Empire. Yep, he's right here in the chat.
Finally came up into the high scores. He's always kicking around that to like 4th, 5th with his Wood Elves. So it's good he got a second, so the silver. And Patty got the bronze with the her Wood Elves. And then Alex from Behemoths, he came in 4th. I'll just honorable mention with his demons.
Oh, great, dude. I totally
he did really well as
well.
well.
So that's Alex. That's Searle with the Demon Army, Josh.
Yes.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, he came 4th. Yep.
Cool. Love it.
So I think both these pods will obviously be doing wrap-ups this week, I'd assume. So listening to hear their games as well. So
I can't wait to tune in. So they're all I don't know when Patty and Alex are running theirs. I think they were going to be Tuesday, Wednesday or something. And then Behemoths, I think, when do they run? Wednesday, Thursday, possibly. But,
are we the only Monday nighters?
Yeah, we're the
different day of the week.
First off the block.
First off the block.
Yeah.
Well, the last one right before the Tuesday morning GW release.
Yeah,
it always feels like we get up and it's like,
we've got these emergency pods on
missed.
emergency pod on Tuesday or Wednesday. All right.
Oh, cool.
That's cool. That was a lot of fun.
That was. Sorry, I'm just hearing banging. I'm hoping people haven't let my cat out of the laundry. We've got people over. But anyway, just then the dog will chase the cat and they'll be all hell to play.
Let me out.
Yeah.
That's gold.
Cool. Anyway, but we'll jump into the second half quickly. Well, I don't know if it'll be a second half because obviously we're taking a while. We'll do some stuff, but I will give our patrons a quick shout out. What do you reckon?
Yep.
Cool. And most of them are here chatting anyway. But as you would know, if you haven't, patrons get a readout at halftime, which is what we do now. And a big thank you to those guys who are on some different paid tiers over there, helping us cover the costs of running the podcast every week. So, and am I just crazy, or did Adam just join, or was that from last week? Oh, I missed a week, so maybe you guys have joined. But Adam Lamb who just won, is also a paid. But were you there last week? I'm confused.
I don't remember
come up on the notification
last week.
You just joined, because I swear it was not there before.
No, I don't remember reading it out last week.
No, I reckon he's we must have impressed him and he's just joined. I don't know. Adam, you'll have to let us know. But anyway, thank you, Adam. Z, I don't know who that is. The Orange Juicer, Maddie. Firebird 7137, Peter Holman, Mark Langley, Matt Hinton, The Old Warrior, Silver Dave, Sporadic Sanity, Mark, Nick, Grand Vanderbosch, Chris Bowler, Drunk Hammond 8, Ben, Shooter Louie, Eugene Chaffel, Benoit, Cam the Dentist, James McKellen, Liam Fallon, Tommy Kublin, Jay McBride, who we're missing today, unfortunately, Flatworld's Edge, Sexy, Jelly, Harold the Old World, Keelherd, David Dodge Lancaster, Tommy Dogs, Matthew Klein, Matt Morris, Perfidy, Griff, Jess Tors, Wood Duck, Josh Griffiths, Inanimum, Daniel Broadstock, Jonathan Wingler, Elliot Mitchum, Gilthos Draconos, Diesel, Denny Gamer, Robert Z, Episode 4, A New Scrote.
Sorry.
Wow.
OG Whirler is going back to the really immature ones. I love it.
Yeah, but you know what's so funny is because OG Whirler is now under him, but that was OG Whirler, wasn't it?
I know, and he just stayed now as OG Whirler and never moved again. It's so ridiculous.
Bobby Gherkin all in like, I don't know, Boggle font or something.
Imagine everyone just like changed the name to OG Whirler or something. And just like OG Whirler, OG Whirler, OG Whirler.
And guess what? This is going to be different. Gunwitch, Zen Fox, and Todd Lloyd. Because guess what? Bom, bom, bom. Oh, have I got
we lost someone.
What?
Is the chappie gone?
What's going on? We're having a gommo. I don't know. He's gone completely off screen.
Oh no!
I was hoping I had a sound effect for that, but I don't.
That's not appropriate.
This is chapstick. Crickets. He's gone.
He's had enough.
I don't have a bomb, bomb.
He's had enough.
Oh, he's gone.
That's
Chapstick
so gone. Yeah, he's gone. Yes. I really need one of those family feuds, bom bom sound effect.
Oh, cost of living. Cost of living's getting everyone.
Yeah, it's fine. He's been paying for like nearly 2 years. Actually, might have been 2 years. I have to go back and have a look.
Almost got to his
chapstick.
Yeah, it'll be like 2 months away from the 2-year anniversary.
I think he's supported a lot, so it's all good.
Yeah.
Could be. I had a week off. Maybe he's like, fuck that, I'm out of here.
A week off. He's like, nah, these two.
The other two don't know what they're doing.
But anyway, yes, please, if you are following this after the fact, please like, subscribe, make some comments on our episodes, and it really helps the YouTube algorithms. But anyway.
Yes.
What are we going to talk about in the last couple of minutes here? Because there is so much, there's no way we can cover it all. I think we're going to try and get some faction focuses out. Oh, well, you got some questions, Josh, first before I jump into that?
I do have some. Well, I mean, okay. Yeah. Should we hit the Patron questions, I guess?
Yeah. Why not?
Straight up. The first one up is a really big question, and it pretty much pertains to exactly what you were just talking about. I don't know if we'll answer this one, but Mark and Perfidy have sent through a list of questions for us. Right. First up from Mark. Are you happy with the match play guide? Would you change anything? It's like whoa. That's
well, I piped back there that I would. I just said the only thing they should have done is put 25% max characters. That's all you needed to read. Would have been an easy book. But anyway,
just a book with those 5. Was that one sentence?
Yeah.
Just open up. That's 25%.
Yeah.
Sorry,
we made a mistake. Yeah. Anyway, yeah.
I love it. Okay. All right. I'll go through some others. So also he's asked for merch. No shop address yet. Isn't there a shop address? Aren't there merch?
There's merch on the YouTube. There's 2 different types on our YouTube channel, but we don't have like dice and dice trays and stuff and all that stuff yet. So I'm still looking for something for that. When I say looking, I occasionally look and then
we have pillows. Right?
Yeah, there's pillows. You can get a tea towel, can't you? Or something, or a tote bag. Come on.
What do you want? You thought we did well.
Tapestry? Wasn't there a tapestry?
Yeah, it's a tapestry. You can order a tapestry. But yeah, there's
what the people wanted.
Merch on YouTube. But yeah, the plan is to add a lot more of those funny ones.
Yeah, we need to add some of the funny ones. I reckon that'll be
around
to it. That'll be popular once we do it.
Oh, hang on. He's saying if you switched off Pommy purchase. Well, that is interesting. I
Oh.
don't know. I will look
Oh.
into that. Maybe that's an
Oh.
issue. Maybe there's
There we
some type
go.
of regionalization happening that I don't know about. I don't recall doing that, but I'll certainly look into it. Maybe
Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah, maybe that's where the problem is.
Okay.
The next
I'll
one,
set a
which
reminder.
is regarding.
It's so good.
Oh, I don't know how to meant this. I think he says he's got a question here, which is gommo/perfidy slow roll Cathay conundrum, which I'm pretty sure he means a slow grow, which Perfidy was also asking. And I'll roll into this now, Gommo, because Perfidy did ask us last week.
Yeah.
Could you he was asking me and Andrew, what did you mean by the slow, running the slow grow? How would that entail? And neither of us had any idea.
Well, neither did I.
What you were talking about?
Perfidy just said something about it and said, do you want to help do it? And that's about all I said, because I just wanted to dish it out to someone else. So apparently Perfidy is going to be running the Old World Fanatics slow grow. So we're going to get some new channels up for him in the next, well, I can do it tomorrow. There might be 2 or 3 channels. So like one to chat about it, one that's just all work in progress picks. Cause that was the issue. Like we thought, like Mark said the right thing. He said, if you put it in one channel, you ended up you end up picks here and then chat and then off topic chat. So we're going to have a couple of channels.
Right.
Just see the pictures.
Cool.
Just see actually the other thing you can do, Perfidy, we'll talk about later, is you can do gallery ones as well, if that's worth looking at. And then like a completed unit one as well. You can just see like the in progress ones versus just completed. So it's I don't know what else. I don't know what else Perfidy wants to do in it, but basically, it's I guess technically it was originally it was it was going to be a Cathay one. Is it just Cathay or is it anything? I guess is the question, because now I can't see that in the chat. But I guess I'm open to whatever. I don't really care, because that's part of my hobby, which I can bring up in a minute. Yeah,
I feel like it should be okay for anything. Like I don't know.
Why don't we call it the Cathay slow grow? Really, you can do whatever, just to confuse people. Yeah, see, Mark just said it's coming. Perfidy will provide the details. I like that. Says delegation.
Yeah.
Job Perfidy.
All right. And then go and talk about Cathay. Perfidy asks, Armies of Grand Cathay review when?
Whoa.
I mean, maybe
like this week. I reckon it'll be. Well, it depends when me and Andrew can do it, but we'll do one definitely. And if
probably before the Empire Arcane Journal, which was his next question.
I reckon we'll do Empire Arcane Journal post FAQ when. That's how they are after the FAQ or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh,
The FAQ could change. Well, it could change everything.
It depends if some of this. Yeah.
So demanding.
Depends how infantry turn up. Yeah.
Yeah. Very demanding. And then any ideas on nice color schemes for Cathay? I don't know.
No, I don't know, but that's good. I need to think about that. So I'm all.
Yeah. To be honest, if I was, the thing with some of those colors is that, especially like the Jade Warriors, it's in the name. It's hard to go past that.
Yeah, that's true.
Coloring. I'm actually a real fan of the colors the GW have gone for that army. I actually love that orangey yellowy color for the long.
Yeah, I like that. I love the orange. That's
and I honestly probably aren't going to stray too far from it if I was to paint one.
It sounded like Josh is basically saying he is starting a Cathay army by the
Oh, newsflash!
Here first, apparently.
No,
well, apparently he's also got a question for me. Would I do surgery on a Longma? That's such a ridiculous question, Perfidy. I don't know that I'd be that keen to do surgerize on a randomly mythical animal that I'm not even sure what kind of is it lizard? I guess Longmas are lizards, are they?
Well, horse dragon, I guess.
What family are they? Yeah, they're.
I don't know.
Yeah,
it depends which end you're
dragon?
working on. If you're working on the back end, is it a horse?
Jeez. Come on.
Right.
Oh, they half horse, half dragon. I didn't even know what they were.
I don't know if it's that. It's just called Longma. I don't know. I don't know if it's. I don't
How does
know.
that work then? Because different
know.
drugs are different. Yeah, you can't have something that's half size. Yeah, okay. I really wouldn't be keen on doing surgery on a long way. Okay.
This is classic. Mark says Josh is using the 4th ed Cathay Army rules to stay in the time period he plays in.
I did see there was someone posted up this thing about someone had done like built a Cathay army that was using like the Bretonian rules back in like 2006 White Dwarf or something like that.
Yeah, I saw that.
So cool.
It is cool.
That was now I can't remember who it was, but yeah, one of the staff did it, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think
it was in White Dwarf and stuff.
Yeah.
And they green stuff the faces and stuff, but we're using like was it dark elf heads, I think, and then green stuff in them or something. Dave Andrews, maybe it could have been. It was way old.
Yeah, that would be old. Very old.
Almost 20 years old.
Is that all the questions?
Yep.
Oh, cool. What do we want to talk about? Do you want to talk about what came out? Did you guys have any thoughts? I mean, as I said, we're not going to go any deep, but did you?
Did you want to do initial, like, just quick take, like 2 minutes for each of us for both books, or
let's keep it quick because I don't reckon like it's already pretty late, and we're going to cover a lot of this in specific videos. So do you want
to do a quick take, Josh? Do you want to do 2 minutes on each? Go.
Yeah.
What's your take, Josh?
Oh, right. Sorry.
Which one do you want to hit? Do you want to go Cathay or the match play?
I've read the more of the match play. I mean, the Cathay one, I mainly I saw some of the videos, saw some of the pages here or there, and then I saw all this blowback from all these Facebook comments about
like how overpowered they are.
This has got underpriced, overpowered, so many special rules for everything. But I don't know. It's really got to see how they play in the end, don't you? Like I've seen there are some match reports coming out a little bit now, where maybe they aren't just like ridiculously overpowered necessarily,
like
or at least they're
pretty killable stuff occasionally and stuff like that. Given that she doesn't even have ward.
I mean, Mark says the balloon is bonkers, which I agree. I think that's got so many special rules. Some of them completely unnecessary, and it's unbreakable, and it's so cheap, and it's so expensive to buy. And I feel like that's probably the biggest example of something that's probably completely inappropriately priced. Because I feel like some of the stuff where they're comparing like the value of the Jade infantry guys to like the state troops. Unfortunately, the state troops aren't great anyway. Like they're terrible. So like even if they're underpriced compared to them, it's still not. I don't feel like it's not that relevant to the meta. It
doesn't mean the Jade Warrior should be more expensive. It just means fix or cheapen the militia. Is that what you mean?
Yeah. I'd say so. And the other thing is we don't really know the whole army list yet either. Like because it's like. How I don't know how elite these Jade Warriors are compared to do they have other other peasants going to be in the book or not, that type of thing. Because the Jade Warriors are pretty much elf stats in terms of weapon skill, leadership, and that type of thing for a core, sort of infantry block.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to see where it fits. What do you guys think?
I'll go. Why not? Kind of what Josh was saying, I suppose. But the only thing I'd bring up, I think after I've digested it a little bit and looked into some of the offensive abilities, I feel like coming from the Dragons, I think they're going to be a powerhouse for like magic and things like that. And points, they're quite cheap. But I didn't get the offensive combat capability out of them. They're not like a huge powerhouse in combat as much. They're decent. Like the dragon with It's kind of like it's quite a kick-ass dragon, but like you didn't really have the multi wounds in there. So I think in combat, possibly the dragons, and you had the cheaper. What was the miniature sort of dragony 200 points? It was like a level 3.
The long one.
Yeah,
whatever it's called, the
weird
Shigogan. I can't say
dragon.
Shigengan. Yeah. That one, is that what you mean?
I think, I think that's quite undercosted, obviously. But yeah, very good.
Oh, the one, the free long one.
yeah. But I don't know. I'm hoping that there's going to be weaknesses to the army, and I think punchiness might be it, like the combat punchiness out of those. So
I just before I ask about other stuff, but Perfectly's saying the second journal isn't coming with new units according to the latest Warcom article. Which one was that one? We didn't get one today, did we yet? Or was there one when it was released? I haven't read anything that might have come out on the weekend.
Yeah, I
don't know. Something about that? Or I guess Perfectly, let us know if I have to go back to a particular article.
Yeah, I'm not aware of that one.
I know the articles have talked about how she's coming in a journal later in the year, but I don't know what it was saying about not having other units.
Yeah.
Oh, today. Okay, so there must be something today. Okay, I haven't seen that. Unless I thought it was just Space Wolves. I don't know. Cool. Yeah. I mean, my thoughts. The only thing I'm excited about it, but I'm excited about it for a reason, which is just I'm excited to try paint a whole new army of new miniatures, like newly released stuff, which will be just interesting. So I'm looking forward to that. And also looking forward to playing a new army where, I felt like every time I picked up an army when I came in 8th, because I came a little bit after it started, I was picking armies that were already out. They'd been metarized a little bit, like you're playing orcs, but then the savage build was already out, or that type of thing. And I don't feel like I've jumped on the bandwagon too much before. So now it's cool to jump on the bandwagon, even though I don't know how I'll play it, but it'd be cool to try. The only negative I'm worried about is it's a pretty small book. So hopefully that J2 book comes out soonish so it doesn't end up being, oh, look, a third of the field's Grand Cathay and they all look the bloody same because they're all taking the same army list. That's the only thing I get a bit worried. But that's only because it's new. That'll settle down as they get bigger and more stuff comes out. So I'm not worried about long term. It's just short term, they might get a bit boring and you go, oh, cool, I'll go play something else then.
Yeah.
But, it's a really small army list. Like, the breadths used to be quite small. This is a much smaller in terms of your options.
Yeah.
It's like how many lands do you need to buy?
Yeah.
To fill out this army.
Yeah, I know.
All the legends.
But I mean, but then if you get hit with the no fly, does that screw you around if you've totally baked into it? I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or is there ways around that? I don't know, but probably not. Now that Beastmen have it, they have it. Like if you come across one of these, they also have it. Except that's only one. Is it only a one-turn one? Their one?
Yeah, I thought it was one turn.
Yeah.
So can I bring? Oh, hold on. No. I'll bring up the the almanac a bit because what Perfectly was saying is right on.
Okay. So is this a new one that came out when? Today?
I think it was today.
Oh shit.
I've
got some stuff to read.
It says the second Arcane Journal will be released alongside Miao Ying and the individual releases from the Cathay and Babylon, but there are no other unrevealed units scheduled. It's a very narrative journal.
They follow this up with an army of infamy for Grand Cathay, the Jade Fleet. Able to take a number of Empire of Man units as mercenaries.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Oh, okay. Now I'm really excited about playing Cathay because I'm going to get my ass in here to rebase my Empire.
Here we go.
Yeah. So, I
He's
like
actually
that.
more excited.
And I also like that it's mentioning mercenaries.
Enthusiasm.
If it said allies in a certain different way, you'd go, oh, fuck, tournaments might not allow it. Everyone allows mercenaries pretty much. So, I'll go have to
Yeah.
read this later. Yeah. Okay, cool. Thanks, Perfity, for the tip. That's cool. Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's going to shake up some of the ability to take, like some events you go to and they're like no allies, no mercenaries sort of thing.
Well, yeah. Hopefully it does in a way, but I also haven't noticed too many banning mercenaries. But I don't know. It's definitely at least more allowed than allies, at least from history. I actually was thinking about Cathay from an ally point of view. If you could get allies in, would they be an interesting ally? Given that the Sky Lantern is so cheap, can you come up with a little allied contingent and put it into another army?
Yeah. Okay.
Because you can't take rare. I can't remember how allies work because I've never done it. But is it? Can you not
the same
take
proportion of the list, isn't it?
Is it so you could still take rare though? Can you? I can't remember.
Yeah,
I
but only a small
There
amount.
wasn't a rule like that. Okay.
I'm pretty sure that's what it was.
But okay.
I don't know how the special rules work for like using special rules for other armies as well, or if it's only for your allies, like only for the allied contingent. I'm not sure how that works either. Like buffs and things.
Like army-wide special rules.
Yeah. Or buffs unit if they can transfer over to your allied.
I think there's stuff like that where it doesn't. Yeah,
I don't think so.
Yeah, imagine if it did that. You put like a Sky Lantern out there, and then you put all your Empire cannon. Oh no, is it?
Yeah.
Which ones are the bombard ones? Put them behind hills, just shoot people. I don't know. Mark just said Sky Lantern strategist, 250 points of jades, and then 1 to 2 cannons. Is that how large contingent? I don't know. There's something there, baby. I don't know. I was just thinking, I had not done any calcs on it. I was just wondering. I was like, is this the first army where you could pick it as an ally if you could find tournaments that allow it? Maybe that might be useful. But, anyway, it's exciting. It's exciting. Are we doing any hobby or not really? We won't have time. So
no, I don't think so.
Did you want to do takes on?
No, we will. I was asking that because I just wanted to share one thing, if I could.
Oh yeah,
then. That's
go
hobby,
for it.
But if I can find it, because I just had it up and now it's gone. Where is it? Shit. Sorry, I had it somewhere. It's my hobby. That's my hobby. And then look at all these prices we have to pay in Australia, and this is 20% off, people.
Ooh.
That was my order for the weekend. So yes, it is coming. So
it's coming.
Even the dice.
Yeah, no. Even the dice. But only one of each thing, and then obviously need to buy other stuff. But I thought that's a good start, and then go from there.
Is your hobby bowl? Wow. Are you gonna have to buy a bigger bowl now?
Yeah, I think so.
The unpainted minis.
I also found there's a couple of 3D print people who have had, old, Cathay like ones for years, and there is a dragony one with a dude that's like flying. Those obviously they've modeled a little bit out of the Total War ones, so you could probably get her printed up pretty quick. That's at least proxyable if you want to take Miao Ying. So I was looking into that.
So this is your your pay to win order then, is it? Your aid.
I don't know.
The problem is $100 to win.
yeah. What's that? $3? Yeah. Yeah.
3.7.
I was starting to then go, do I renege on the Beastman and try and get it painted for Castle Salt? But probably not. I actually have fun airbrushing these Beastmans, so I think I'll still go with that.
So you're planning to take the Cathay to Castle Salt?
No, that I was thinking, do I renege on the Beastman and do that? But I probably won't, because you have to rush it too much, and I don't think I can be bothered.
Yeah.
No, it's too stressful. You want to enjoy the process.
Yeah,
you really do.
Yeah. And to be honest, I'm starting to lean towards just taking the Minotaur herd thing and just having like 11 figures on the board, push it across, game's over, turn 3, I'm dead or they're dead, and we have beer. I feel like that's a good Castle Assault army.
That is.
You reckon?
Yep.
So probably do that. So if anyone has some good tips for a 2,000 point Aussie comp Minotaur herd, whatever it's called, list, all ears, Mark. get on it for me. I'll paint. I'll do the painting and playing if someone else does the list writing.
Nice.
And beer drinking. I'll have to do that too. So.
Yeah, definitely. I'll help you with that one.
Cool.
All right. Are we doing Josh's take on match play?
Shall we?
Yep.
Let's do it. Yeah, this one was interesting, wasn't it? Like, because it had a lot of different stuff going on. Well, I don't know where to start. Like, because it had the comp stuff. It had the first few pages was, how to play in the spirit of the game, which was interesting, wasn't it?
I've actually read that bit. I don't need to do that yet.
The comp stuff, I feel like, really, a lot of them, it's like, how much of an effect is this going to have on the game? Like, how many times do you need a restriction of no more than 3 of the same character? I really didn't know what to make of that. I didn't mind the scenarios. I thought I was sort of hoping for something more inventive, really, but I think it provides a really good baseline for TOs to use. And the way they're sort of packed the secondary objectives as a separate thing, it's sort of you can patch it into any scenario you want to build, actually, and it sort of provides a common language for people to talk about that kind of thing. I really like that the special features sort of is becoming a more common thing, and hopefully the units that you have those special rules will be able to use them. The rules for baggage trains, like, what was that? Like, some of this stuff is really quite cool. That's so thematic, and it gives lots of opportunity to create some cool modeling stuff as well. I feel I can't really speak to the double stuff, because I think the PDF that I was reading, that
stuff was out of whack, or might have been missed a bit or something.
One of it was upside down, and then the other two were there.
I'm literally trying to fix that now because it's shit me off.
It's like, I couldn't.
Yeah, I just fixed it. I can send you it if you want.
Well, it didn't have the other 2 double scenarios at all.
I don't know. It's missing some stuff. Yeah.
I think, some of that stuff just needs to play with and just see how it feels. Like that. Was it that 4 quadrant deployment zone with a circle in the middle? When I was reading that, I was quite interested by that, and then I realized that it's always opposite corners. I'm like, imagine if it was like the same corner, and just be crazy.
That would.
Those were my main thoughts. I mean, was there anything else that was in the match play book?
Well, the secret objectives and stuff as well. Was that anything? You sort of mentioned that. What did you think of those ones?
That's quite cool. I think there's enough variety of cards going on that most people will be able to pick a few that, that are going to be relevant to them and achievable. I think the structure of it was okay. I mean, it was interesting that it was almost a bit of an honest situation a bit there, where you had to always use this, you couldn't repeat them. Each one you picked was for one round through the tournament and that type of thing. And I think there is some practicality issues there, I feel.
We're already starting to think about talking to the army builder people, make sure they're adding some of that support in. And I'm sure they will. But
to have it as part of the army list. Like,
or part of the gameplay views as well, where you can actually like say which one you're going for, and then like show the person later that that's the one you had.
That'd be handy.
Oh, cool. Well, that'd be if you can digitize it. That'd make it much better.
But,
in a tournament situation, anyway. But the actual objectives themselves, I think, was a good range of different stuff. And
I think some were more like, oh, that's a no-brainer, and others were a little bit underwhelming. But I mean, I guess that's just what you get when you've got, how many did they have? 12?
There's so many. There was, I think it was more than 12. I think.
Was there? Yeah.
20, like, it was a lot. There was a lot.
Yeah.
I think that's always the way of that type of thing. It's going to be hard to have them all on a similar level. And I think that's the case, because some armies will have an easier time with some of those than others as well. So it's also in the context of what army you've got too, as to what your perception of, that's an easy one to get or not as well.
So I haven't read it like cover to cover or anything, because I haven't had time. How do the 6 scenarios work versus what's in the rule book? Like, is it just you pick, or are there just another 6 you can use, or like, are they saying you should use these now? Like, what do you think tournaments are going to do? I know that's a big question, but
they pretty much were saying if it's a match play event, you have to use those scenarios.
Right, and match play is any of those 3 or not? Yeah,
and using one of any of those 3 consist packs, and then using any of those those scenarios. So it was weirdly specific about that.
But then it gives you options, for the secondary.
Yeah, then you can do different secondary objectives and stuff like that. But okay.
I mean, each scenario says which secondary objectives they can use, although some of them are optional too.
Yeah, and then doesn't it say you can still do whatever you want? I mean, I guess it.
Yeah, but I feel like you should. I think TOs should take this as a building block rather than using it as written, really,
as gospel.
Because I did notice one of them still had that stupid reserve roll of 1 and they go off the table thing or something. I feel like those ones, the ones that people get pissed off with.
Which
one was that one?
Was it fully off the? Yeah, was it fully off?
I can't remember what it was, but I think it's that cool diagonal one. Yeah, something about reserve.
The diagonal one was really good, actually. Yeah. I actually liked how they worked out those deployment zones.
Yeah, I have no idea how good these are or not, but I like that they're just different, a little bit different, at least from what we've seen. Because I feel like we've been saying these same deployments in old Warhammer for forever.
Yeah. So I reckon that's actually going to be easier to measure out and work out where the deployment zone is. One across the midline diagonal. Yeah, that one it's always hard to do. This one you measure 2 foot from the edge, and then you just go diagonal, which I like.
Yeah, it's a bit different. I found it a bit odd for a book, like especially from GW, because I'm like, I can't compared to like other GW systems with their sort of like comp books. It's almost like I don't know who's actually really going to buy it.
Yeah, after seeing it, I thought the exact thing. I thought actually, and even me, I was like, do I buy it or do I just get like a PDF of it, something like a proper one? It's like it's not like I need it all the time.
Like points changes, like Age of Sigmar's got like full on changes and everything. Like there's like narrative stuff in there. Like it's like a full on.
So how did listeners will have to pipe in on this because I know you guys probably don't know, or you might know, Josh. How did this compare to that sort of match play thing that Middle Earth got? Didn't it have something?
Sorry, are you asking me?
Yeah, do you know anything about that? No, okay. I'll have to dig that up and see because it'd be interesting to see how closely compared they were.
Yeah.
Wait, is this a recent release? Sorry, you mean one
I think it came out at the end of last year or with that new version or something. Yeah.
No,
I don't know what was in it. I didn't read it.
Yeah. Okay. No, cool. Now, look, I mean, my view of it is, it's giving us some more stuff to play, and I think more TOs will just use some of this. Plus, you've got things like square-based layouts and stuff. I think it just adds a bit more, and I like those like objectives within and the cart and all these type of things. So I think they're going to be cool. I'm not sold on those secret objectives just for the logistics, but all for the other objectives and the new layouts. I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I think it's 20-0. I don't like why the fuck they just don't use what everyone else uses. I don't understand.
Yeah.
And the comp it doesn't do anything. None of that comp does anything.
No, it doesn't do anything.
So,
I'm pretty sure I've seen the secret objective type stuff published in the White Dwarf, like back in 6th Ed too. Like it was like anciently, like ages ago. Just never seems to catch on. Like it's a cool concept, but it is a bit abstracted, and I don't know. It's hard to manage in a competitive environment.
Yeah.
Well, we'll do a full review of it as well. I think I need to do a full big read this week and definitely do Cathay, and then we can do one of these as well. Might as well try to get it out.
Yep.
Cool. Are we wrapping it up, or you got some stuff there, Josh, quickly to share?
I want to throw this up because we're talking about scenarios. This is one where there was some chat in a local group about playing like a 6-player, like a large battle. You know those big battles people play where they want to put like 8,000 points on the board and everyone lines up on this long table.
Yeah.
I had a feeling, I had a thought about what if you actually change the deployment zones so you're not all lined up, so you're fighting just a guy opposed to you. You got 6 players, 2 sides, but it's like a bit of a
How big is this
diagonal.
table? Is this the same table?
This is a 10-foot by 4-foot table.
Okay, right, yeah.
Yeah. So you basically got opponents to your flanks, and across the board.
Yeah.
They sort of did a little bit of this in that. What was it called? You know, the 3 or 4 player one. You could do that in 8th came out. What was that one called?
Blood in the Badlands?
No.
Or was that Triumph and Treachery?
Triumph and Treachery.
Yeah.
They had one where there was someone in the middle. Like the other people are on the corner and someone's, I can't remember who it was in the middle. Something.
Yeah,
So, I mean, it wasn't as big as this. So, yeah.
Yeah. I think 10 by 4 will be fine, Mark. The way I've with that, because it's still, you're sort of still pretty much opposed to the person across from you. I put the chests on there because the objectives of it would be to take the chest. There'd be 10 chests on the board, and whichever side is holding the most chests at the end of the game wins. So that way, it draws everyone into those like contested zones rather than just flying across the table. Anyway, it was a thought bubble I had in my. I was like, oh, I think that'd be a crazy way of getting. And you know have smallish armies. You'd have like 1,500 points, 1,200 points or something. And just have chaos.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. It's like stuff happens from turn 1 when you do something like that, which is really fun.
Yeah.
Especially in Old World. I mean, there is so much stuff that can get turn 1 charges in Old World. That would be fucking just chaos. Like that.
Yeah, it would be.
Because it's so easy with a Vanguard or whatever, or just go, bang, turn 1 charge. Or if you put that unit right on you, and the other person's got this deployment, so they're going to be like right up against the board. But then they can't because you can like just wind blast them. It's just
like there's so much because you could have someone else out to you from the other side, or there's so much interplay with how what your opponents are doing can wreck you as well. I love it.
That'll be funny to see. Hey, you know what we didn't talk about briefly because we haven't actually worked it out, but I don't know if we even mentioned it. But you know how we were saying about our giveaway, episode 100.
Yeah.
If you are listening to this, I think what we are looking at is it's basically a random draw, but you have to be a patron. That's what we're going to do, hey. But you don't have to be a paid patron. So I think what we'll come out with, maybe we'll do a separate video, Andrew, and then we can put it in all our other videos as a bit of an intro for the next couple of weeks while we got 100 coming up. Paid patrons will get a few more like votes, not votes, but more chances in the draw.
Entries.
Yeah, tickets. And then we'll plan you basically get a battalion box of your choice shipped to you. And it gets drawn on episode 100. Or a monolith. Yeah. So that's that's the we'll have to get this. Anyway, that's what's coming. I know I've only got a couple of weeks.
They can choose the battalion or a monolith. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Good point, actually.
Josh, is that sale of the century? You got the money, like it's the
You take that, or you get the prize. Yeah. I'll take the washing machine. Thanks. Okay. Anyway, cool. Well, I think that's our episode for today. Episode 98.
98.
Anything else?
Two to go.
No, getting old.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. Anything you guys want to chat about, or not really? I think that's pretty much it.
I'm falling asleep after this weekend.
Okay. Well, let's close and all your game plan. Let's close this one out then. And thank you guys who are still on there. I think Mark was still chatting, but anyway, all the UK guys, have a good day. We've got to get to bed because we've up tomorrow. We'll try and get some videos out this week, but otherwise, until then, you'll see us next week. And subscribe, leave some comments, jump over to Patreon, all that fun stuff. And I guess we'll see you on the next video. See you guys next week.
See you guys.